All right, good morning, everybody. Let me know how I sound. I do have a fan blowing on me right now, so if you can tell there's a fan, if it sounds a little ruffled, let me know. And we can try to figure it out. Morning, Emmy. Again, I do have a fan blowing on me, so if it's making the audio not so good. All right, there's one person that says all good, so that's Bruce. Good morning. Again, there's a fan on me. Let me know if it sounds good. Okay, good. We're 2 for 2. That is good news for me, so I don't have to sweat it out. All good. Thank you, JG. I'll feel good if we can get 5 people. So 2 more. Can 2 more people confirm that it sounds good, or do any of you say no, something's off? I can hear the fan and it's annoying me. Anybody else? Sounds okay. Thank you, G. Brooks. Sounds good to me. Thank you. All right, there we go. Well, then I'm not going to worry about it, and we're going to progress forward here. Good in Ann Arbor. Very good, Alan. Morning. Great day, everyone. Yeah, for me, it's been a not so great of a day. I mean, not a bad day per se, but I've been definitely struggling. So hopefully you all have had a better than I have, but kind of like yesterday, in my opinion, kind of just choppy. I mean, there's been moves. I've made money, but nothing like previous days or anything like that. So yeah, I'm curious what your views are on the day have been so far. As a reminder, if you've been here before and you know you're going to enjoy, hit that like button. We are on a streak of 200 plus likes, I think over a week now. So let's keep that going. And as a reminder, the stream goes as long as I know people are interested, and I gauge interest via that like. So if you are enjoying in any way, shape, or form, make sure you hit that like button. Alan, the $65 from passing. Awesome. Wow. Your first try too, huh? Not bad at all, Alan. Not bad at all. And yet we have another bounce back upwards. Interesting level up here. Let me get it drawn out. This 330 mark has a potential maybe breakout point up around there, so I'm going to keep an eye on that. Nice, slow and steady, Alan. Slow and steady. That's how you got to do it. No shame there. So yeah, we'll see. I don't know, maybe even a short up there. You could do, I guess, maybe a little bit of a short with a tight stop over those highs right there. But yeah, this is definitely just kind of overall, at least right now, seemingly kind of a big old kind of congestion area right now. So that's, moving forward as the stream plays out, it'll be interesting to see if the price can ever get back up to that congestion area and push up through there. And then in all actuality, then down here we have essentially the exact opposite. Down here we have basically a big old congestion area where the buyers are hanging out at. So in other words, I'm basically mapping out a big old sideways channel right now that the chart is kind of just chopping around in. So definitely kind of a rangy day. Money can still be made in rangy days, don't get me wrong, but it's just like I said, I haven't quite. I mean, now that I think about it, I don't think I've really had quote unquote it this entire week. Every single day. What are we, Thursday? Every single day has been a little rough, but makes me feel better via both the private community. Some of our really good traders in there have kind of echoed the same things. Yeah, I can't quite get a read on things, and then listening to people on the the live stream here in the chat, sort of saying the same things. I hope you've had a lot better read of things than me, but. It just makes me feel a little bit better that I'm like not the only person in the market that's struggled a little bit. So yeah, how is everybody's days going? Choppy morning up 267. Very good. Yeah, so how are your days going? Westside Jerry, a snipe. Yeah, kind of a sniperish type of day. But I mean, there have been some good moves. Like, I mean, this was a nice rollover, but I don't know if that was really. I guess in hindsight, it's always easy to say in hindsight what could have been done. But like at the time, this movement here was, you were kind of getting a bit of a bull pennant in a sense, and then for that bull pennant to break and then collapse like that, just then snap all the way back up here. Price action has definitely sort of been all over the place. I just watched some of your videos, very helpful. Well, good, Glenn. I'm glad. Thank you for watching, first off, and I'm glad they were helpful. And then, so like this is a good example. Things were starting to creep down, and then in one candle, whoosh, back up it goes. Wow. Frank is up 3,200 playing the range. Good job, Frank. Demetrius, good morning. Trying the test account, up 98 so far. Awesome. Awesome. Genie excited. Made base hits the last 5% past couple of days, but staying diligent. I actually learned candlesticks from you 4 years ago. Cool. Well, I'm glad you have played a role in your journey. And glad, hey, I mean, surviving for 4 years, that's quite the feat in and of itself. Most people maybe make it a couple, maybe. Yeah, so well done. Well done on surviving for 4 years. It's good stuff. I suppose what I should be doing here, because you got to think a lot of people have drawn this trend line in right like that. Or something very similar to that at least. Yeah. Is that a breakout play right there? Maybe. Maybe. But again, my confidence level is not the highest it's been. Sometimes you're just like, oh, yeah, that looks juicy. Where this right now, I think it does, but the mere fact I'm using, I think it does, just kind of demonstrates my psychology. Whereas I know I'm kind of on it, like, oh, yeah, that looks juicy. But to say, I think that does, buy this breaker to not. It just seems like one of those, yeah, I'm going to have to hold back because right now, this seems like it's got a fake break written all over it. But I could be wrong, and if you see something else and disagree and say, no, Clay, I'm buying that breakout, I don't think there's going to be any fake break. Hey, I hope it works out for you. The only way I hope it would not work out for you is if I decided to short. Then, yeah, with all due respect, I hope you fail miserably because that means I'm doing very well. So there's the break. Maybe I'll do this. If it wants to, nope, never mind. Too much of a risk profile. Now I was gonna say maybe if it wants to come down here, I'd get short with the stop over that candle, but it's already pushed up too high through there. All right, well, hindsight will be our judge. I said fake break. Right now, it's not looking like a fake break, but we'll see. You were trying the breakout? All right, Austin, I hope it works out for you. Look, so far so good, Austin. So far so good. If you're enjoying and you've been here before and you know you're going to enjoy, make sure you hit that like button. Do not forget the like button. That's the lifeblood of the live stream here. Set a new record yesterday, actually. I think 4 hours and 7 minutes. But the like button was creeping up. So as long as the like button's creeping up, I'll keep the stream going. But yeah, yesterday was record-setting territory. Well, Austin, good on you. I chose poorly. Oh, come on, Austin. What's up with that, man? You could be beast mode in it. Getting short at 200. 5 minute. And where's your stop at, Frank? That's always a little scary, Frank, when you throw up you're getting short somewhere and then you don't throw in a stop loss. Where's your stop at? Just went short, looking to tap that stop over 21.30. Hey, Omar. Oh, yeah, I want to switch over to my other account. I don't want to really touch this one anymore. Whoops. There we go. Omar? Are you shorting it, Omar? $3.45. All right, Frank. That's an interesting stop, Frank. Looking at 340 short. Stop loss 347. Nice. Well, I appreciate that. I like all the variables of your trade plan mapped out. If this wants to come back up and come back down, I'll try to catch it on the way back down. But step one for me is it's gotta get up through that green line. So right now it just rejected at the green line, but like I said, let's see it push up. I guess it did get up through there, but see if it wants to do it again. You're gonna want to see it get up above that green line and then come back down. It did already do it, technically speaking, so in theory, I suppose I should already be in, but I wasn't quite quick enough on the trigger because it happened very, very quick. Okay, there we go. All right, never mind. Risk profile is now too big. I can look for another setup here, though. $3.50 looks ripe. For what? For a short, for a long, for a target? Come on, let's avoid the broad statements, folks. Context is king. Because right now, Trev, you can make yourself look really smart. It gets up to 350 and then drops. You could be like, I told you it looked ripe for a short. It gets up there and keeps, you know, and keeps moving. You could be like, hey, told you that was ripe for a profit target. Omar, you never answered my question. Are you shorting? Again, saying something looks ripe can be molded and maneuvered in any way you want. But if you were to say looks ripe for, and then you tell us what it looks ripe for, now that's a chef's kiss comment right there. Okay, yeah, Trev, but that's still not really answering my question. You said it looks ripe, but it looks ripe for what? An entry point from a short side, an entry point from a long side, a price target? What exactly does it look ripe for? That's all I'm asking. Right, because if the price comes up here and breaks up, right now as far the game you could play if it breaks out is, oh, I meant that for a long. But if it comes up there and then gets rejected, you could be saying, I know, it looks ripe for a short. Yeah, I was just looking for what makes it look ripe. Looks ripe for what? For an entry point, for an exit? What type of entry point? Short or going long? That's all I was wondering. Elite trader trend lines are so... I don't know. Yeah, trend lines are just for, yeah. Who uses trend lines? Bunch of amateurs. Just to say you're using trend line, that does not sound smart enough. We need something that sounds really smart. But just say, I use trend lines. Oh, how's that going to do anything? That doesn't make you sound very smart. What's your technical analysis on GR? Well, I would say, Corey, that hopefully you don't have any money in it. Sounds like you're getting a little ahead of yourself. How can I tell that you should probably not be in the markets, and how can I tell that you're a total? Okay, Treff, I don't know how else to really say this. I don't care about the trend line. You said that level looked ripe. I'm asking, ripe for what? For an entry? If so, what kind of entry? For a short entry or for a long entry? Or is it some sort of profit target? That's all I'm asking. You said it looks ripe. I'm just asking, ripe in what way? I don't need to draw anything. I'm asking you, what is ripe about that level? That's all I'm asking. No. You're not answering what I'm asking. That's what I'm trying to say. What makes it look ripe? Look ripe for what? I get it. You keep talking about trend lines. Okay, how are you going to use that trend line? Are you shorting at the trend line? Are you going long on the trend line break? Are you anticipating the break? No. You have not answered. I'm asking, what does it look ripe for? So at 350, let me ask it this way. At 350, are you looking a long or short? That's all I'm asking. Long, and he's trying on 2 minute or 5 minute. Ascending triangle. All day. I took a trade earlier. Okay, that didn't answer it. Draw a trend line, and it's long to 350. Oh, long to 350 from this point. We are in. Yeah, I did miss it. In my defense, punctuation helps a little bit, especially for a live streamer that's trying to read multiple comments at once. Punctuation is our friend. Well, Austin, good job on playing that breakout. Wish you didn't scalp it, though. Yeah, Frank, sorry about the short there. Yeah, good job playing shorts. That did just honor the stops and get out, because that could have been painful. Oh, Elite Trader was being serious. Gotcha. I thought he was just kidding around about the trend lines. No, he's one of those holy grail traders. You kind of answered it. Again, as we said yesterday, yeah, I think you already were in or something. I don't know. Next one, Treff. Next one, just tell us like what your next trade is. Tell us before anything where you're entering, where the stop loss is at, and then where your target is. But right now, you kind of armchair quarterback that one. You did say 350 before it got up there, so I'm not denying that. You were right about that. But I would just say on your next one, tell us like what you're doing. Tell us the three key numbers. Where's your entry? Where's your stop going to be? And where's your target before the price gets to any of those levels? Oh, I didn't finish up my thought with Corey. Corey, you're still here? Corey Ewan was asking about GRYP. Okay. The reason I said that I can tell you're a beginner and you probably shouldn't be in the markets right now is because you did not tell me at all. You did not provide any sort of context. Meaning you didn't ask me to do analysis like from a day trading standpoint or from a swing trading standpoint or from an investor standpoint. So let's just say, for example's sake, that you're asking from an investor standpoint, and then I go do an analysis on the 1 minute time frame. So I just assume that you mean that from a day trading standpoint. That would be really not good information for you. So when you leave a question undefined, you're actually putting yourself in that dangerous position where you're just hoping, and I guess you're You're just assuming that the other person is going to assume the reference point that you're asking from. So the mere fact that I have to now ask you, well, Corey, are you asking from an investor standpoint or a swing trading standpoint or a day trading standpoint? That to me tells, and again, it's okay to be new. We all start off being new. I'm just telling you, based on the question you asked, I can tell you, you have way more to learn before you're putting any money in the market. Jeff, morning, Clay. Let's hit those like buttons. Yes, I agree. Hit those like buttons. Hi, Clay. Does take profit trader follow scalping? Scalping under 1 minute? No, Anchor. You can scalp. Scalp away. Take profit trader. Don't mind about scalping. That's too bullish, Clay. Consider what your thoughts on buying on Omar. I'm not sure what Omar. You're confused because you trade gold, which is fine. But yeah. Each streamer has a preference. Some are about general. Well, yeah, no, yeah, I'm definitely anti-general observations because general observations are worthless. Thanks, hey, Corey. Shout out to you for being open to the feedback. Some people take that and be like, "You little jerk." Hey, calm down. But you took it as intended, as trying to give you feedback, help out. So at this point, Corey, I'd say just do some more learning before you start throwing money into the market. Can I ask you why you are looking to trade something like that long term? Because isn't that like some small cap? Are you trading that because you don't have enough money to be a day trader? You don't have a whole lot of money, so you're trying to grow your money so that you can eventually become a day trader, so you can get up over that pattern day trading rule? Is that why you're doing? Is that I kind of, am I within the ballpark, Corey, of why you would be putting your money and time into something like this, which is, to be quite frank, a very dangerous situation? Yikes. I hope you did not buy like here or there or there. That's an ugly looking chart. So what draws you to wanting to do a long term of situations like this? Please don't tell me that it was supposed to be a day. It started off here as a day trade when you bought the dip. Then it became a swing trade. And now down here, you're like, well, this is a long-term investment. That's not how it went, did it? Because that's with new people, and I've been there before, right? Something starts off as a day trade, and then because you just don't want to manage risk and cut losses, you're like, okay, this will be a swing trade. Okay, this is a long-term investment. Are you going to watch small stocks? No, for what? Small stocks are garbage. Small caps, low floats are like literally the most anti-efficient thing you can do. Assuming you want to be a day trader, small caps, low floats, whatever you want to call them, it's just so unnecessary. I understand why, but they move fast. Yeah, there's other things that move fast. But I don't have a whole lot of money. Well, there's other things that you can go about that you don't need a bunch of money. Sure it is, Andrew. Sure it is. The fact that you think that's hard tells me that you're just making up the trade as you go. No, any legit trader is going to have a trade plan mapped out. They're just not going to make it up as they go like you're implying. So that such some insight into probably where you stand. But no, my request is not hard at all. Because any legit trader is going to be like, all right, that looks like a good buy point, and then, okay, I know my stop should be right there, and then I'm going to target that area, like before it happens. Even if they're playing a breakout, they're going to be like, okay, yep, that looks like a good area that I'd want to play for a breakout, so there's my entry, and then from there, my stop. Like, that's not hard at all. The mere fact you think that's hard reveals quite a bit, actually. Reveals that you were probably making up your trade plans as you go. Oh, great. I'll opt for 25K with target of 150 per day. Hope. Cool, Anchor. Well, like I said, if you want to support the channel at Take Profit Trader, use code Clay at checkout. That'll give you the current promotion. Plus, like I said, it helps you support the channel. Hey, let's get 9 more likes. Let's get this up to 50 likes within the first 30 minutes of the stream. So if you are enjoying and you have not hit that like button, make sure you do that. I think there's a significant reason for conviction to exist. Otherwise, it's mostly gambling. Well, I mean, crossing a busy street is gambling. In fact, you are gambling with your life but there are things you can do to help give yourself an edge in crossing a busy street. In fact, this edge that you can do, we all teach our kids, or you were taught as, well, I would hope you were taught as a kid. So yes, crossing a busy street is gambling. You are gambling with your life. But there are rules you can put into play, and while these rules don't guarantee anything per se, they can give you an edge. Thank you, Anchor. Still waiting to be approved for my payouts when index traded 3 ballots in the past 3K, 3 port. Amended. Good job, Apex Trades. Yes, sir, I have not bought anything or gotten a trade. Was watching. Well, Corey, let me ask you this. Would you like to be a day trader? Day trader being defined as you can buy and sell something in the same day as much as you want? Or does that like, no, I don't have any interest in that. I'm just looking to buy and hold like for several days. Exactly. I got to feed my kids. Exactly. Do it for the children. My kid said eat dirt last night. Nobody used code Clay. My hindsight trading, I should have went. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, hindsight, you should have done that. Well, we finally got, I think, some direction. So this is encouraging. So I will be looking for a pullback now to potentially try to go long. So maybe, just maybe, kind of this choppy is done. We'll see. But shorting right here seems dangerous because, you know, I'm kind of going against the trend. Going long right here seems like a little bit of FOMO. So as of right now, kind of just sit on hands. Clay, what are your indicators? Green line is a 21 EMA. Dotted yellow is the VWAP. Purple line is the 50 period simple moving average. Pink line is the 200 period simple moving average. I don't know, short up at that area could get a little spicy. We'll see. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that level. It served its purpose for now. Ultimately played out as a nice breakout point. I didn't take it because I wasn't very confident in it. Should we short? I don't know. Should you? What's your strategy? What's your risk tolerance? My first thoughts are no. My first thoughts are you should not be trading at all. Because if you have to ask somebody, should we short? That's probably a sign that you don't quite have a trade plan figured out for yourself yet. Which again is fine. It's fine. That's literally where we all start. But unfortunately, if you think trading is easy, it's just going around and asking people, hey, should we short? I hate to tell you, it's hard. It's harder. It's harder than that. No short against the trend. Well, so then go long. So are you long, Roski? Are you currently long? Why are you sitting on your hands? You said it's a trend. You said it's a trend. Why aren't you long? It seems like you're one of those, hey, the trend is your friend. So if the trend's your friend, why are you not long right now? A pullback? Well, then maybe that's why people are shorting. Because I think a pullback's coming. It's better not to trade at all. Yeah, well, CPI and PPI, they came out at 8:30 a.m. Eastern. So that news is long gone. Riley, there's actually somebody just in the private community was talking about it. There is a way that you can do it. I can't remember the software, but yes, you can get it. You can get the money into Canada. I think you can avoid PayPal, so you can avoid their fees because they have certain softwares that you can choose from. Still lots of traps during day. Well, I mean, I don't know. I think there's traps every day. That's just part of whatever you want to call it. That just happens every day. But yeah, I mean, if you find it better that you don't trade on any, if you just don't trade the session where any of those news is released, if your data suggests that you shouldn't do it, then hey, more power to you. Yeah, I mean, traps seem, however you want to define a trap seems to happen every day, regardless of if there's news. But again, to be fair to you, if your data suggests something, then hey, gotta listen to your data. But yeah, again, Riley, for any Canadians with Take Profit Trader, you can get your money, and they don't hammer you with fees or anything like that. No, okay. Andrew, no. Even if you're scalping, you should be able, hey, I'm going for the scalp at that level. Stop here, before it happens. That's what you're literally proving my point. Like in your world, you're like, I'm just going to get short here without thinking about anything else. There was news on this huge price. Really? This whole thing was news? What was the news, Nick? Oh, you said was, as in a question. Sorry, I read that as there was news. But to be fair, you said was there news. I didn't see a question mark, so I didn't realize it was technically a question. Oh, yeah, I don't know, Nick. Sorry. I do not know. Hey, nice job, Riley. And thanks for helping feed my kids. I'll let them know that Uncle Riley, when they're eating that ice cream cone, I'll be like, you better thank Uncle Riley. He used code Clay. No, it's not. It went up pretty chop. This is, you call this going up pretty choppy? Maybe I misunderstood what you're talking about, Kelvin. If that's what you meant, I'd politely disagree. This seems to be kind of not a very choppy breakout. Pretty straightforwardish. I mean, it's not like it even violated lows, and I point that out because if people are using those lows as their stop losses, they didn't get stopped out until way up there. So yeah, I wouldn't call that a choppy breakup, but I don't know if that's what you meant or not. Oh, okay. Well, yes. If you're going to use a 10-second chart, Kelvin, of course it's going to be choppy. Everything's choppy on the 10-second thing. I always thought Michelle, a member of our community, was crazy for doing the 15-second chart. But Kelvin's like, 15-second? That's weak sauce. Hand me that 10-second chart. If you buy a prop firm challenge, are you considered a day trader? And should you be an influencer? Seeing that a lot. If you buy a prop firm challenge, are you considered a... well, if you can buy and sell as much as you want every single day, then yes, you are a day trader, I would argue. Because that's what a day trader should be able to do, right? If you're going to day trade, a day trade being defined as you buy and sell something in the same day, and if you can do that action as many times as you want per day, then yes, I would say by definition, you are considered a day trader. Second part, and should you be an influencer? Well, I don't know about that. But yes, I think the first part, yes, you should definitely be considered a day trader. What else would you be considered, Stephen? I guess would be my question. I don't know, Treff. You tell me. You're the genius here. Where should I get in? What's your next trade plan? Again, I don't blame anybody because unless you live stream, and I didn't know that like the mind could work this way until I started live streaming like 3 months ago. But like when you're interacting with the chat and you're thinking about chat's questions and how to answer them as best as you can, and staring at the chart, just because I'm staring at the chart, I've learned that like sometimes you're not comprehending anything regarding the chart. So, I don't know. Like I know I said I was waiting for a pullback, but honestly, I've not even been really looking at the chart, comprehending what's going on with the chart because I've been trying to answer questions here. So I don't know. I literally don't because I have not been focused on it. Again, I'm not saying I expect you to realize that. I'm just saying that's something I've discovered is I could be sitting here looking at the chart while I'm answering questions, reading the chat. But that does not mean that I'm really actually comprehending anything that's going on in the chart. Like I know you're newer to stream, Treff, but like there's been a couple of situations where like I've called a breakout and then I'm answering questions and I'm staring and the breakout is happening before my eyes, but I'm doing nothing. I'm not acknowledging it at all because I'm literally just staring, but I'm more so thinking about answering the question that I had with the chat. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know where I'm buying the pull because I haven't even really been thinking about it. But right now that you haven't, I don't know, like right here maybe. 70 could be an interesting level. Hey, take care, Apex. Looking for a pullback to 369. All right, and then where would your stop loss be, Roski? When are you going to take profit from this trade? I don't think you're talking to me because I'm not in this trade. I use stop losses now. I'm glad to hear that, Kelvin. Very glad to hear that. I'd be looking to short back to my moving averages or the VWAP if the volume is there, but I don't see that right now. All right, well, when you do see something, miss tiny shipping, let us know. Ooh, all right. If this wants to come back down through, I'll get short, stop over the highs. Whoa, nope, never mind. Wow. Alrighty then. Is Trump talking? What is this? What is going on here? Well, let us know when you see a pullback, Treff. Let us know that entry point and stop loss, and then where you think it's going to go. Don't know. Don't know. Was there news? I don't know. Oh, yeah, it popped up too much, and when it popped up, that scared me off. But yeah, I had that short order there for a while, seeing if it wanted to break and come back down. But when it broke and spiked up, I thought, nope. So that one fooled me. Sounds good, Treff. Some nice stops up here. Yeah. I'm going long on this pullback. All right, well, Hoover, where are you going to get long at, and what's your stop loss at? Again, we're trying to avoid the general statements. I'm going long on this pullback because it's a little too general. Where are you going long on the pullback? Where's your stop loss at on the pullback? You know, this is potentially an interesting pullback point here, but what I don't like over here on the 5-minute is this is not the most awe-inspiring candle here that is shaping up before our eyes. So I do not feel comfortable going long right now while this sort of candle is in formation. I'd say enter under the previous close. Well, we need numbers. Like if you're looking at this chart, give us those numbers. So you'd say I'd enter under the previous close. Okay, well, what number would that be then? Like I said, that's the ultimate alert. Actual numbers, not descriptions, but numbers. And everybody should be able to give us, because if you're looking at the chart, you can go pull that number. So you want to enter under the previous close. Okay, well, how far are you defining under, right? Is under a tick? 3 ticks, a point? You see what I mean? Let's kill the broadness. When you give a number, then we know exactly how you're defining every single word. So as of right now, that's still a broad statement because we don't know how you define under. Under the previous close. Well, under is kind of subjective. So if you give us the numbers though, then we know it right there. So I like that. From MO, entry 413, target 368. Stop, I think ST means stop loss. Yeah, okay, yeah, he meant SL for stop loss. All right, good. Very glad I did not buy up here for the reasons discussed as this thing continues to pull back. Through your prop firm, stop target? No, I don't know. Through your prop firm, is the up to the second price action included? Up to the second. Oh, real-time data is what you're asking. I know other no, yeah, it's included within the price to buy the prop firm. So whoops. So when you're doing this and you're picking out what purchasing price or which account purchasing power, excuse me, then yeah, these prices over here, that includes your real-time data. And what's nice is even if you get to the pro account, even though you're not paying this monthly fee anymore, you still have the real-time data at no extra charge. So that's pretty cool. So again, just as a quick structure here, the way it works is you first got to prove yourself as a trader in the test. So yes, that is a monthly fee. You can take as long as you want on the test, but I always recommend people get through it within a month so that you don't have to pay that again. Because once you jump from the test phase into the pro, and these two accounts are where you make money, or where you get to keep the money that's made, there's no more monthly payments in these areas here. But you still do have real-time data. So good question. I think I'm on a 10-day streak of watching your streams now. Have been enjoying it. Well, thank you, Jeddah. Yeah, I recognize the name, so I can tell you've been around. On that note, if you are enjoying, hit that like button. We're at 52, so we're doing well. Hit that like button. We definitely need to get this pushing up towards that at least 75 mark by the hour mark. So we got about 19 minutes to get likes up to 75. So if you're new around here, the length of the stream is all based off of interest levels, which is based off of the like button. So yesterday went a little over 4 hours. So nice to know that I am mentally capable of doing that, but I do need to make sure that people are interested. So like I said, that's why hitting that like button is important. All right, I could see. Yeah, I'm gonna go long here. Just, no, not my stop. Let me move it. Now let's see how this candle closes first. All right, sounds good, Elite Trader. Hey Clay, I signed up with your code. Hey, thanks. I'm taking trades, figuring out how it works. What's the difference between NQ is just the NQ, the M is the micro. So NQ is the very volatile one. MNQ stands for micro. It just means that, so on this one point for every point that it moves is worth $20. With the MNQ, 1 point equals $2. So that's the main difference. That's why I say I think it's pretty smart to start with the MNQ. I mean, you can throw yourself into the NQ if you want, but you're gonna be like, oh, now I see what Pam's Plant's talking about. Now I get it. With this M here of Pam's Plant, the movement thing, oh, I get it. You'll understand that in a hurry. But that's also the nice thing about futures is the ability to control kind of how fast your P&L fluctuates. And one way you can do that is not only through position size itself, but also just trading the micro as opposed to the more volatile one. So that's kind of one of the nice little built-in features of futures. Heading back up. All right, where you got somebody that wants a short at 406, target 385, stop loss 426. Oh, that's, yeah, all right. So Elite Trader, I'm gonna. So what did you say? Elite Trader said book maps and what else? You said something. Footprints and book maps. Do those work 100% of the time? Question to you. Do those work 100% of the time? Because you just said what? That's the thing now? Like that's like what everybody should be using. So those work 100% of the time? I don't know if you know if he's still here. Why does that name sound familiar? Oh, hey, that's the guy that at first I thought it was just joking around about. Trend lines are so 2013. Odd. I mean, right there, a nice little trend line break. Here, a bunch of times where the trend line would have been a nice, well, right there would have been a nice little short. But his claim seems to be that what he's doing is 100% win rate. So what do you say? Footprints and heat map, whatever that was. I can't remember what he said. So are those 100%? Like, does that work every time? Because he's here making a claim. You like the chalk and money flow, even though it's not. Yeah, no indicator's perfect. Got to do what works for you. At the end of the day, because nothing is perfect, because there are no guarantees, that's why risk management is numero uno. What else are you looking at besides just looking at other time frames? Trump speaking? No. Trump barely ever speaks to the press. What are you talking about? I find that hard to believe that Trump's speaking right now. Hey, if it works for you, Miss Tiny, go for it. Go for it. If you can make that chalk and money flow, make the money flow, go for it. Move my stop loss to break even and let it ride. Good job, good job. Always a good feeling. Now I'm nervous, though, to take a trade if Trump's talking. Did he just start talking? Who said that? David or anybody else? Same question. Did he just start? Well, okay. Well, how much do you think you need to trade with Miss Tiny Shipping? You say you're too poor. Well, how much do you think you actually need to start day trading? I could have some good news for you, Miss Tiny Shipping. But let me first, well, how much do you think, in your mind, when I say do day trading, how much do you think you need? What amount of money? Boeing contracts. I don't see him talking anywhere. David says he's talking. We are in between the high and low of yesterday, which I think is why we had a pump above the pivot point. Oh, yeah. I mean, and I don't say this, I'm not trying to be like a smart aleck. I'm just saying, yeah, looking in hindsight and then debating why things happened. I mean, I guess that's fun, but like it's hindsight. So, like, I don't know, maybe that's why. He's talking to the press on board. Gotcha. No, what, Miss Tiny? What? No, that's so just not true. Well, I guess you are kind of new to the stream. Take Profit Trader, who's I'm using and who I recommend. You could get, to use your lingo, you could buy in for $105. Not anywhere close to this. I don't know what prop firms you're looking at that make you think you need 500, but that's not the case here. And this is literally the all-in price, because right now with the deal, because most times, prop firms, and this goes across the board, yeah, you'll have a test phase, whatever they want to call it, and then when you make this jump to the pro or to the funded account, again, they all kind of call it different things, but the flow is the same. You start off in a test, and then you go here, and right here they have what they call an activation fee or something similar. And Take Profit Trader, who again I'm using and recommend, their activation fee is $130. But right now, if you use the current code, if you want to support the channel and get the deal, not only do you get 30% off, but this is also $0. So no activation fee. So I say all that because Miss Tiny Shipping, you could quite literally be all in to the pro account for $105. You just said that you said you need 500. That's what I was basing that all of a sudden. You said, I've looked. I need about 500 to even give it a shot. So this isn't anywhere close to 500. Knocking on the door. I don't know. I don't. At this rate, I'm never going to be able to trade again because it seems like Trump talks like every minute. So it's like we're in a weird market where if you make it your policy, I'm not going to talk while Trump, I'm not going to trade while Trump is talking. I don't think you're going to ever make a trade again. Like he's like constantly talking. I thought I needed 600 to start but they won't allow me to trade at level 1. You don't want to day trade options. Stop. Pam's Plant, Verite, Palmanti. That's the best news you could have given, that they won't let you do that. You definitely don't want to day trade options. That's truly mathematically speaking, a bad decision. Mathematically provable bad decision. You're working harder, not smarter. I'd be happy to explain it to you because it doesn't take that long. Same with any of you out here that maybe you're day trading options. You're like, wait, did this guy just say that what I'm doing is very not good? That's exactly what I said, and I'd be happy to explain it. Oh, boy. All right, really quick. Why? Now, this is an argument. Pam's Plant right here is an argument to day trade futures through a prop firm. So day trading futures through a prop firm. Why is day trading stocks just absolutely day trading options mathematically just not smart? So this is an argument of efficiency. In other words, don't sit there and be like, yes, but I make money day trading options. I'm not saying you can't make money. I'm just saying you are working harder, not smarter. You're working inefficiently, because with options, here is how it works. You buy an option. The obvious way to make money is, well, you buy, it goes up. So, okay, fair enough. You make money. The other obvious thing, you buy, you want it to go up, but it goes down. Okay, you lost money. Well, what happens if it goes sideways? Now, for the normal person, they're going to be like, all right, well, that's the neutral spot. It doesn't go up, it doesn't go down, so that's neutral. That's like a break-even trade. Not so in options. In options, that means you also lose money. How so? Well, there is this thing called theta. And theta means sideways price movement erodes your value. You are losing money. So in other words, anything you buy, there's three things that can happen. Could be a house, could be a stock, anything you buy. It could go up, it could go down, or it could just go sideways. In options trading, two of those three things cause you to lose money. In other words, you have a 67% chance of losing money when you're day trading options. Again, if you're like, yeah, Clay, but I make money day trading options, I am so impressed. My question to you would be, how much more money do you think you would have made over the time you've done this if you not have to deal with theta? And that's what futures trading gives you. They are contracts, but these contracts do not have theta. So options day traders, there is a way more efficient way you could go about it, which again is day trading futures through a prop firm. So yes, that is actually very good news for you that they did not let you be a day trader of futures. Tomorrow, gap down equal. Okay, so Alexander sounds like he's going to be getting short at the end of the day since there's a gap down coming. Good morning, all. How is everyone morning? Not a totally good morning for me. Pretty hard out there. Pretty difficult for me. So hopefully all you options day traders, you now see why maybe I'm not being the most efficient. And what? Yeah, that's because I don't advocate. Stephen, I don't mention that because I don't advocate. Well, first off, I'm not telling every nook and cranny of Take Profit Trader. That's what their site is for. So if people are too lazy to go and learn a little bit more by just reading the site, I'm sorry, that's on you. But if you expect me to give every little nook and cranny, that's a bad expectation on your part. But besides that, Stephen, I don't talk about that because I don't advocate for that. Because for the price of setting one pro account, you could go buy yourself 5 more test accounts. So yes, I don't advocate doing that for that reason. But Stephen, if your expectation was I'm going to tell you literally every nook and cranny of every detail and policy and this, that, and the other, that was the wrong expectation. With the prop firm, how often do you actually take real? Very good question, Jeffrey. And this is a good separating or a good point on why I recommend Take Profit Trader. Because, now let me be very clear, because other prop firms do this, doesn't mean they're a scam or anything like that, but it just is kind of, I don't know. So let's just say, for example, who said that? So Jeffrey, you make $5,000. Other prop firms will be like, okay, you made $5,000, but you're not allowed to request any money until 10 days from now. And even 10 days from now, Yes, you made 5,000, but you're only allowed to request 2,000, for example. So they'll pay you, and you'll eventually get paid everything. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, okay, there's a little bit of in terms of how often. Well, take profit trader. As soon as you pass the test and move into the pro account, within the pro account, you can begin to request money whenever you want and in whatever amount that you want. So yes, in some senses, take profit trader is a little more expensive up front. And when I say, well, right now it's not, because it's actually their current promotion is really good. But even if they are sometimes a little bit more expensive, what you're paying for is that flexibility on the back end to have what I think is just a really good payment policy. Hey, if you make the money, you should be able to request that money right away and in whatever amount. Other prop firms doesn't quite work that way. I'm really loving the take prop account because now I know I suck and need to. Yeah, exactly. I would rather have you learn that you're not good at trading by blowing up a prop firm account as opposed to using your own money and getting smacked for $2,000 and be like, oh, wow, I guess I don't really know what I'm doing, and that just cost me $2,000. Whereas a prop firm world, it's going to cost you $100, maybe a couple $100 at most to start to get those. So the oops, that was dumb, but I learned that I don't know anything. I'd rather have that cost you $200 as opposed to $2,000. Where if you're using your own money, it could cost $2,000 if not more. With the sluggishness right now, I'm looking at a potential double top short. Yeah, I could see that. You got a tight little risk profile there. Kurt, have you made any videos or sent out emails about your futures trading prop firm stuff? Haven't checked in for a while and not familiar with your. Yeah. There's quite a few channels, Kurt, on the channel, and some emails in the PS. I guess in the PS of emails, I talk about the live stream. But I have also emailed the list some videos about the prop firms and all that sort of stuff. Thank you. I didn't realize it was that easy. I thought it took a lot more profit before. No, yeah. That's Jeffrey. Every prop firm's a little different, and that's one of those things that I think makes take profit pretty. Helps different. I mean, that is kind of their key bragging point about how they're different than other trade or other prop firms. Is that, I mean, there's other ways, but one of them is just hey. Once you're in the pro account, you start making money, you can request that money anytime you want and any amount you want. Yes, but the prop firms are also designed to make you lose money. There's countless people that profit on no. Now, I'm not saying that people don't profit on their own account, but do they profit consistently, or are these people that maybe go on a win streak and they're just happy to get lucky and then all of a sudden they lose? Yeah, I think that's what's happened. But no, you actually just argued. So what this person is saying, yeah, but see, if you use your own money, you don't have to follow any rules. Think about what I just said. If you use your own money, you don't have to follow any rules. You can do whatever you want. Is that actually what we should be wanting as traders, is to be able to go and do whatever we want? No, that's why part of Pam's plant is the added risk control via the rules. Why are these rules good? Because you know what these rules are going to force you to think about and force you to do? They're going to force you to think about risk management. They're going to force you to focus on risk control. And don't take my word for it. Go ask any trader out there that you do trust, hey, what's the actual key core of trading success? They're going to say it's all about risk management. A blind drunk monkey can get lucky and make money in the market. Making money is not hard. Keeping that money, growing that money is the hard part, because that's where risk management and risk control comes into play. So yes, the rules are there. The rules will make your life more difficult in the sense of, you're not going to be able to go out there and behave and do whatever you want. But as somebody that's done that before, and anybody else, if you go out there with your own money and behave however you want and don't have any rules and anything like that, I'm not saying you can't have some winning trades, because the market loves to hand out fool's gold. But you're also going to experience one of those things where you eventually get absolutely destroyed. Wow, what a grind. How long does it take to process a withdrawal from take profit? Very quickly, like next day. Potentially maybe even same day if you were to request it like early on, but I'm not going to say that's like a for sure. But yeah, they're very quick. Just made your $400 back. Nice job. WSG Clay, I'm not sure what WSG is, Clay. Before I head to school, I wanted to let you know I used the flag that you Taught me and was able to make. Good job. Good job, C1. I believe in Nick community last night said he liked the rules and prop firms. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, the rule, I'll be the first to admit, the rules are annoying because kind of by definition, if you show up and you can do whatever you want, that is less annoying than, I got to follow the rules. Yeah, rules are kind of annoying, right? But that, because a rule is annoying does not equate, therefore rule is bad. That would be a faulty line of logic. And I'm sorry, but if a rule is designed to get you to focus on risk management and risk control, and given that that's the key to trading success, therefore, in my mind, my logic would suggest, therefore, that rule is a good thing. So it's an annoying rule that is actually a good thing for you. But yes, the people that like to show up and say, well, prop firms, they got all those rules. That's really just somebody that wants to be a degenerate gambler, that wants to just go out there and do whatever they want. So yes, if you are a degenerate gambler, don't use a prop firm because you're not going to be able to go up. Well, I mean, to be fair, you can behave like a degenerate. You're just not going to have your account very long because you will violate, well, those rules that are trying to get you to not be a degenerate gambler. That's why I think Pam's plan is just pretty powerful because people try to show up and like make arguments against it, like the rules thing, and then it's like, well, actually, that's a good thing. Now, if the rules were, for example, like promoting YOLOing, promoting like just ridiculous things that you don't want to do, then at that point it's like, okay, that would not be good because now you'd be able to argue, yeah, these rules that they force you under actually cause you to build bad habits. They cause you to not focus on risk management. They cause you to behave like a degenerate. Those would be bad rules, but that's not the case here. Yeah, no, exactly. They're bad. It's a basic risk. It's just mathematically speaking, it makes no sense to day trade stocks, options, forex, or crypto from that point of view. Like that's all your money on the line. Anybody else here have sickness in their families or anything? We got all sorts of goofy stuff going on. I've had a cough now. I'm definitely feeling better than last week, but still got the remaining cough. My wife had like a fever last night. Other kids like got headache. I don't know. Like there's something going around, but it doesn't seem to have any rhyme or reason. Anybody else experience anything like this that has, I guess not necessarily has a family, but many other streamers sick, I've noticed. Must be, yeah. It must come out of the YouTube electrons that emanate from the live stream algorithm. Hey, Sam, good morning. 2 weeks ago for me. All right, this has been a super interactive chat. Like I was telling Treff earlier, like I'm looking at the chart, but when the chat is like this, and I'm not complaining, like I'm just not comprehending anything because it's so active. People are talking, I'm interacting, which I love. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if our kids have allergies. It could be. But sometimes you get confused because with 6 kids, and then you have like 6 different things going on. You're like, and I guess 7 or 8 if you include my wife and I. It's like all these different variables. There's not a whole lot of common threads. So I guess it could be, maybe, in theory. Hey, Blake! Good to see ya. No, I don't want to answer that. You're gonna judge me. Blake in the room is a real life, yeah, I'll call him a friend, business associate. He helped me buy a piece of real estate in northern Michigan. So if anybody is in Michigan and you're looking for bigger pieces of land, I guess maybe just normal real estate. I don't know if Blake does that or not, but Blake in the room, hit him up. If you're in Michigan and you're looking for a bigger chunk of land, a farm, hunting property, hit up Blake. But no, Blake, I don't have any cams out right now. And we're trying to build. So we're working on the pole barn right now. It's just, and I'm general contracting the thing. So yeah, I don't. I know in your mind you're like, and it's a correct thought in your mind. You're thinking, I didn't ask for excuses. These sound like terrible excuses, and you're right. So those are my terrible excuses to why I say I don't. A lot of yeah, I did move. I am in Iowa now. Yep. But Kurt, yeah, hey, if you're looking for land, Blake in the chat room, he's your Michigan guy. He helped me land a good solid deal. Had it for Blake actually played a role in how our family learned that we like the kind of the homestead lifestyle. We had a place on a lake, which was nice, but the whole cottage boating. So the funny story there is we were literally the only person on this pretty big lake without a dock. We did not have a dock, never owned a boat. Yeah, we were like, it was just weird, but like we kind of learned, all right, we're not quite the cottage type family. If you do love boating and the cottage lifestyle, hey, more power to you. But then we got some acreage that Blake helped us buy. Oh, and here's how old we are. Here's how old my wife and I are. Blake, in the chat room, my wife literally used to wipe his butt when she babysat for him when he was a baby. So that's how old my wife and I are compared to Blake. So in a weird way, I can literally say to Blake, my wife used to wipe your butt. And I'm not even joking. We're getting old. We are getting old. But yeah, so he helped me buy. We learned we like the homestead lifestyle. There's some things in Michigan that, strictly speaking financially, specifically something called the non-homestead tax, it just makes cash flowing pretty hard. But in Iowa, you got farmland. There's no homestead tax. You can cash flow better. Blake just texted me. I mean, it's true, Blake. My wife used to wipe your butt. Well, if I use Blake to buy property, you should. Yeah, I'm not like kidding. Like, yeah, look him up. He'll treat you right. Man, okay. All right. This looks like a potential trade here, I think. And I've not even traded this account today. Today's not been good. This has been a really fun chat though, because there's so many people interacting. But like as I interact, then I can't think about or do anything with the market. But hey, all right. 30. If this wants to come down and then come back up, I'll try to buy. Yep. Yeah, that's good enough. Yeah, I'll buy right there if it wants to come back up. And then stop will be below the lows. So step one here, got to come back up to that green line. I was down in Dubuque last summer, refitting glass. Yeah, I'm still so new to Iowa, I don't even know where Dubuque is. Honestly, Fairchild, that means nothing to me. Oh, wait, no. I was just thinking of Davenport. When you cross the Mississippi, that's Davenport. So, yeah, I don't even know if I'm saying Dubuque. Right. That's how new to Iowa I am. Candlestick bums. To your point, Clay, I tried playing the stocks, options, and crypto. Don't waste your time. Yeah. Okay, and you are one of many that's come and said that has tried day trading something outside of futures, and then you've come back and been like, oh, yeah. Yep, futures are better. Especially for any of you that want to be a day trader in stocks and options. There's no pattern day trading rule in futures. All right, we're getting close to, okay, I'm in. Stop is right there. So we'll see if this wants to come on up or not. Double top reverse. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I put my first profit target thing right there at that red line. Possible short. All right. Well, if I use Blake, okay, you already read that. Now again, I realize for you scalpers out there, Clay, you're in the green. You could be scalping out on this. Yeah, I know. I'm going to try to let this work for me. See if it wants to curl back up. Trying to play the trend and the pullback here. We'll see if it wants. Blue line is my entry point, in case maybe you're not familiar with my screen. The red line down here is my stop loss. This red line up here is my first take. Uh-oh. Not looking so good for me now. Are you day trading futures? Yeah. Everything else day trading is literally like mathematically provable, a waste of time, a waste of capital. You're taking on too much risk. It's a very inefficient way to go about things. Again, the claim is not that you can't make money with other things. The claim is one of efficiency. It's just inefficient. Not feeling so hot about this one now. We can get another hammer here. That'll change my attitude, but right now looking a little sketchy. I like the 5 minute too. 5 minutes got some bull flag action going on. So just trying to play a bull flag, brothers. All right, I like this candle. Let's see if the buyers can keep pushing it up. Although this candle's not done closing yet, so it may come back down. But right now, I'm feeling good about it. Feeling better. I mean, all these lower shadows, the buyers are here. So I would take this trade every time. It's just really a question of, does this setup want to work out? But you really can't ask for much better than this. Move up, down, all these hammer candles. Can't ask for much more than this. But also, there are no guaranteed setups. So, yeah, exactly. Seems to me, in my mind, there's quite a few buyers around here. But are there going to be enough to actually push up through the sellers that are clearly right here? Hey, Frank, good afternoon. Come on, keep pushing up, brother. $21 coming up to help, hopefully. Oh, come on. Well, now I'm going to be feeling the exact opposite. If this thing comes back down here, that's not going to be a pleasant situation. That was a pretty area. I love the winter time. Miss the snow. Yeah. Snow's not a bad thing. Come on, just push up a little bit more. This is my first profit target. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Come on, brother. There we go. Put my stop right here. So this will be a winning trade no matter what now, because my stop is in green territory. Look to try to take another one off up there if it wants to keep moving. But regardless, even if I'm stopped out here, still a winning trade. So I'm in a very good spot. My only stress right now is not if I'm going to make money, but how much money am I going to make? Push up there a little bit more, brother. Come on. Come on, Cletus. I took that too. I'm already, though didn't like those spikes. Is order execution through the prop firm? Yeah, it's through the all through the prop firm. Yep. Oh, come on. And I'm out. Oh, that was a bummer. Oh, so close to hitting my second target, but yet oh so far away. I get 27 bucks. What? As I've said, I do apologize for repeating myself, but there's always new people here. I've never been a good afternoon trader. The only way I've kind of morphed into an afternoon trader is because of the live stream. I've learned that people kind of enjoy the live, because this was never necessarily what I intended the live stream to be, but I've learned that people kind of like to see in the live trading. So I'm not an egomaniac. I have no problem admitting to myself if I'm not very good at something, and afternoon trading is not my strong suit. So yes, I bake in that quote-unquote problem via risk management, via the type of contracts I'm trading and the position size. So that is why, but man, so close. So close. So close, but no cigar. I don't know if I've ever heard of so close, but no cigar. Yeah, so Kurt, the way it works is, since it's through a prop firm, you'd go, and assuming you want to use a prop firm that I'm using, Take Profit Trader, you'd go and select the purchasing power you want, and then after that, during the checkout phase, they'd ask you what platform you want to use. So the one that I use and the one that you're seeing is Tradeovate. And then the key thing here and the nice thing is you do not need to go to Tradeovate separately. They will create the account for you. And then they'll just send you the login information. So you don't have to go to Tradeovate, go through that hassle of signing up with them or anything like that. They just Take Profit Trader does all that for you. They'll send you the login information, and then you can go to Take Profit Trader, and then this is the platform that you'll be using. How are you doing on the day? Not so good. So my other account that I was focused on today, it's been a struggle for me. So there's that other account. It's been really a rough week. So yes, with prop firms, you can trade multiple accounts. So that's what I'm fluctuating back and forth. With Take Profit Trader, you can have up to 5 accounts. Eventually, you can do copy trading if you want. And the copy trading is just, if you have 5 accounts and you make one trade, and then you copy that same trade to the 4 other accounts, then technically you're making that one trade 5 times. So if you make $100 on that one trade, but you copied it, well, now you just made $500 because you made $100 5 times. I forgot to close my, stop made 300 right there, somewhere trade, and then accidentally made well, good. I'm glad you accidentally made money. Those are good. I like those times where you forget to cancel the order and then you make money. Hey, I have not asked in a while, but if you are enjoying, hit that like button. Let's get this up to 100 likes here. As I was telling people yesterday, had our first ever over 4-hour live stream. So I will keep live streaming as long as I know people are interested, and I gauge people's interest levels via that like button. So if you are enjoying and if you want to keep this moving, keep the stream going, hit that like button. That's a very real bit of data that I use. So it's not like some formality that people just say, just hit the like button. No, I'm literally watching and using that to gauge interest levels and whether or not I should keep things moving. So the sooner we can get this over 100 likes, the better I'll feel that people are actually enjoying. Do you ever trade No, day trading options is terrible, Gio. Mathematically provable. Oh, now you go. That's just kind of day it was. It comes up, comes back down, and I can see this bringing people in, maybe thinking short, because that was a nasty candle, to then just go right back up. That just kind of summarizes at least how I've been playing the market, right? I've gotten into what was a good setup, and it works, and then it just didn't work, and then it would have worked had I, but I played that one. I gave it plenty of time, gave it plenty of wiggle room. So that trade kind of summarizes how my week has been going. I've had winning trades, but as far as do I get the one that, do I get the one that came up here and would have just kept going and I get the big breakout, get something like this? No, I just haven't landed any of those, so winning trades, but just trades that are, you look back and say, so close to, a good, solid, trade, but yet so far away. Clay, I got another buddy about to sign up with your code. Hey, so that's very least you will get 2 code. Thank you. My kids will appreciate it. Yeah, but Gio, do not day trade options. It's like I said, a mathematically verifiable, inefficient way to go about the markets. So I'm not saying you can't make money. I'm just saying you're doing it inefficiently. That's not what I was at. Well, again, so this is how I can tell when people are new, because new people don't even know how to ask questions. And I'm not being mean. I'm just pointing out, like, there's a reason why I did this podcast here. Like, this is something that if you're brand new and you want to avoid very dangerous situations. Let me just bring this up real quick. And I mean that very literally. Dangerous situations. Where is that? Here we go. I'm gonna throw this in the chat room. You need to listen to this episode right here. Geo, like, so you got yourself a homework assignment. You need to listen to this. So next time, Gio, well then tell me what you're asking. You did not specify. You said, do you ever trade options? You must have meant like from a swing trading standpoint. So next time, hey Clay, do you swing trade options? Or hey Clay, do you use options in your investing? 24 had an annual return of 45%. Yeah, so I would say that was just pure luck. The market likes to hand out gold, fool's gold. The mere fact you didn't know how to ask a question, do you trade options? And then I tell you, well, no, day trading is bad. Well, that's not what I meant. Well, then why don't you tell me what you meant up front? So yeah, that your gains do not prove anything other than, do you know how many people threw gains in my face during the penny stock boom? You know how many GME, AMC people threw gains in my face and use that as, here's the proof that I know what I'm doing? No. Over the years, you can tell people know what they're doing based on just that right there. How do they ask a question? Do they know to specify what category they're in within the question? Or do they open themselves up to, whatever? I didn't ask day trading. Exactly. You didn't ask anything. You said, do you trade options? You literally keep proving my point. That's exactly my point. You didn't specify anything. Okay. All right, Gio. You just so, and here's why people fail, because the people that like most need to listen to something like Gio does, they just won't do it. Like, you continue to prove my very point when you say that. Clay does trading in the afternoon. You size, yeah. I just kind of covered why I sized down. Yep. I don't know. Put maybe a short here at the top of this little candle, but that was a little in there. It's getting a little spicy here. So Gio, I guess I assume you meant, even though you never specified anything, I assume you must have meant, do you swing trade options? And no, I do not. Although I don't have anything against swing trading options. Pam's plant is an argument in the category of day trading. So day trading options, total garbage. But swing trading options, you can do some cool stuff with it. You can do some cool stuff with options in investing. There's covered calls, cash secured puts. So I have nothing against options in those other two categories. But day trading options, garbage. Do you see where I'm coming from, though, Gio? Do you see how it's important to specify context within a question to avoid what you just complained about? You assumed that I was talking about day trading. Yeah, because I didn't know, because you didn't specify. So do you see what I'm getting at about why it's important, if you're going to network with another trader, to specify context? There you go. Good. Could get in a bit of a pullback here. I don't know if this is a rising wedge or not. Nah, no, it's more of like just a perfect parallel channel there. All right. From the questions on this chat, there are maybe 5 people who are actually, and that's great, Steven. Weren't you, you're a new prop trader, aren't you, Steven? Aren't you newer to the prop firm trading world? Hey, we're at 99 likes. Can we get a couple more likes for the 1, 2 for the, so we can get the JJ effect? Let's get this up over 100. Come on now. Let's get this up over 100. Clay, any opinion on the yeah, I don't use VWAP bands. No, I don't use those. You're not even in prop firm world yet? What, huh? From the questions on the chat, there are maybe 5 people who are actually prop traders. You say that like it's a bad thing. That's good. That means that there's people here that can learn about Pam's plan, which is an undefeated idea for day traders. Nobody has yet been able to tell me how Pam's plan is a bad idea for day traders. Nobody. The best people can do is, I don't like you, Clay. Well, what about the idea? Well, that's a good idea, but I don't like you. Okay, so somebody you don't like is given a good idea. That's as far as we've gotten so far. Yeah, BD. I mean, that's just like I said. That's mathematically easy to prove wrong. You're calling prop firms dangerous, while at the same time saying that 0 DT options are okay. So here's what BD is arguing for. He's saying that, hey, so he's going the options route. This is what BD says. So with options, easy way to, or the obvious way of how you make money, you buy something, you want it to go up. Okay, you make money. Or the other obvious way, you buy something, it goes down. Well, then, of course, in that situation, you lose money. But then we have the third category. What happens if it just goes sideways? Most people would say, well, that's neutral. Doesn't go up, doesn't go down. In options, no, you lose money too because of something called theta. Now, here's where things get just extra crazy. And then you factor theta on what's called a 0 DT option, meaning they expire that day. Theta is an absolute monster. Absolute monster. But even if we don't factor that in, let's not even talk about 0 DT, there's still theta. So let's think about this. Within the world of pretty much anything, you have, you got, it can go up, it can go sideways, or it can go down. But in the world of options, 2 of the 3 things that it could do will cost you money. In other words, you have a 67% chance of losing money options day trading. But I make money day trading options. That's fantastic. Imagine how much more money you would make if you did not have to deal with theta. I mean, seriously, for any options day trader that's listening, like imagine if I said, hey, theta's not there anymore. Wait, what? Because you know how annoying theta actually is. And that is what is all about futures, is theta is gone. But to say that, to call options prop firms dangerous, so here's how dangerous a prop firm is. Here's how dangerous a prop firm is. So he's literally he's making an argument. The added risk control. So let me show you how dangerous a prop firm is and how they protect your money. So let's just assume, I'll just grant that they are so dangerous. They're very dangerous. They're even more dangerous than 0 DT options where you're actually using your own money. So because regardless, 0 DT options trading is dangerous. So let's just say that a dangerous moment happens within the world, within the situation here. So BD is using his own money. And then there's a prop firm. So, and let's just say this quote unquote dangerous situation results in a loss of $2,000, which is totally possible in the world of zero DT options. Now, I don't know what position size is being used, but again, dangerous situation. So there we go. Dangerous situation with your own money, very, very realistically could cost $2,000, if not more. Now, what does this mean within the prop firm world? Well, within the prop firm world, if you were to lose that $2,000, that means they're going to take the account away from you. So you no longer have a prop firm account. It could be your test account, it could be your pro account, but you no longer have an account. That's the consequence. But what's the financial consequence? How much comes out of your pocket? Again, what BD is arguing for, well, in that situation, again, that being dangerous, $2,000 comes out of your pocket. In the prop firm world, how much comes out of your pocket? Well, just what the cost of the account was, which in this situation for the 50K would have been $119. So if a dangerous situation is going to happen, me personally, I would rather have that dangerous situation not cost me $2,000 out of my pocket, but rather $119. So that's just why it's absolutely asinine to call. So I guess if you want to call prop firms dangerous because they'll cost you $119 if something crazy happens, or if you go on tilt, you FOMO, you break rules, or even if I just say, let's say you're behaving perfectly, but sometimes prices just get crazy. You know, Trump tweets something and prices get crazy. And in that situation, you know what? I'd rather have a crazy spike, again, cost me $119 as opposed to $2,000, which it could with BD's whole model. So that just, like I said, none of this is like my opinion. Like, notice how I've used math to back up all my claims, starting with that whole, you have a 67% chance to lose money in options. So I have used math to back up claims. So yes, absolutely crazy to not only say that options day trading is more efficient, but zero DT option. Like, again, I realize that doesn't make much to sense to some of you if you've never, like, if you don't understand kind of options and what zero DT options are. But anybody that understands options and has traded options, you realize like the craziness of saying that prop firms are more dangerous than trading zero DT options. Like, a bonkers claim. Just when you think that you've seen all the claims, something like that shows up. Crazy. Gio, I'm trying to be nice, but yes, that was a very interesting, yeah. Prop firms are dangerous. What's safer is day trading, zero DT options. Okay. Yeah, BD, that's not proving anything. BD, you continue to argue for me. All you did was make an argument that trading is hard. Yes, trading is hard. Prop firms don't make it hard. Trading makes it hard. But you know what prop firms do? They give you more time, BD. So since BD continues to make the argument, how else is he making the argument? Well, again, let's just say that you have $2,000 and you go down BD because BD somehow is saying that zero DT options are safer and better. Okay. So we have $2,000 here. We have BD and his argument, and then we have Pam's plant. So PP over here for Pam's plant. So in his world with zero DT options, let's just say again, and we won't even say that he behaves badly and breaks rules. We'll assume he was a perfectly behaved trader, and then he goes and he gets stuck in a crazy move and loses, let's just, the crazy move, I don't know, 500 on one trade, and then another crazy move, he loses 750, and then on another trade, he loses, 750 on that one. So you add these up, that is $2,000, meaning his money out of his pocket, like his journey ends, he's out of money, okay? So that's his journey. That's his argument. You have $2,000, you go, you make 3 trades, you get stuck in craziness, and yeah, your journey is over. Now let's look at Pam's plant with a prop firm. So right here, again, the person has $2,000. Make sure they can. All right, so person has $2,000, but they want to do the prop firm. So that $2,000 is going to go down because you've got to buy the account. So that $2,000, let's subtract out $119. And again, same exact situation. Something crazy happens here and they lose the account. So they actually lost more than 500. They lost that 2,000 because within the prop firm test, if you lose more than 2,000, then they take the account. Now, the nice thing here with Take Profit Trader is you can try again for $100. So they want to try again. So, all right, they got to spend another $100 from that 2,000. Okay, and then once again, so that was their first attempt. This is their second one. Same thing. Yeah, they lost more than 75 or 750. They lost to 2,000. So they lost the account. But again, they can go try again for $100. So we'll subtract out $100. Okay. And then, well, yeah, once again, one of these things happen. And same thing. Well, they lost the account. But you notice, what is the difference here? Can they keep going? Well, yes, they can. Why? Well, because they still have plenty of money left. Whereas BD's argument, their journey is over because all $2,000 is gone. But in this situation, well, we got to just try again. This minus 100. But let's just do this. Let's say their next account, they FOMO. Okay, well, they blew up that account minus 100. Next time, they revenge trade. So they blew up that one, but they want to try again. So we got a minus 100. Next one, just another crazy move. So they behaved well, but crazy move. So we got a minus 100. Then they went on tilt for whatever reason. So they blew that one minus 100. And then they forced the trade, right? Maybe they were trading when they shouldn't. So they broke some sort of rule, minus 100. And then let's just say for whatever reasons, minus 100, minus 100, minus 100. So like there's a bunch of tests. There's a bunch of things that they've learned. But then let's say they go on a run. They find a groove within the prop firm journey and they actually make it to the pro account and then they get $3,000 sent to them. So after all those failed, then they finally go on a run. They make it. And because they make it, they go through the journey, the prop firm pays them out $3,000. Well, we got to plus that by $3,000. Notice where they're at. They're actually in the green. Now remember, they started at 2,000, so let's subtract out, whoops. Anyways, they're still in the green by like $1,700 after all that failure. Whereas BD's argument, what happened? Well, their journey was over after 3 trades. Let me be very clear. I am not saying that prop firms guarantee success. What hopefully I illustrated to you is prop firms give you more time to figure stuff out. That's the main argument. Again, not that prop firms guarantee success, but that they give you more time. So BD, I don't know what you're talking about, buddy, but you are getting just with basic math, you're arguing for prop firms. Yeah, exactly, BD. Exactly. No reply. He bails. Interesting how his lunchtime comes around right when he just gets absolutely destroyed with math. Once again, another failure to try to explain how Pam's plan is a bad idea. I love it. People argue one thing and it literally is an argument for Pam's plan. And then that's new though. After they get smacked down, oh, I'm heading out for lunch. Convenient. So again, yes, prop firm trading is hard. Not because of the prop firm, because just trading is hard. And because trading is hard, I would argue the more time you can give yourself, the better. I don't beef with ants. Yeah, but the difference here is that beef just educated a bunch of people. Just educated a bunch of people to see the power of prop firms. So that's the difference. His assumption was that the beef yields no results. Like there's actually nothing worthwhile that can come from the beef. I disagree. I think I just presented a very educational thing for people from that beef. So if the beef is educational, pass me the A1 sauce, boy. Yeah, exactly, Evil Shadex. Some people they're not mature enough to hear somebody suggest that maybe what they're doing is not the most efficient way. Like they're just not that their ego's too big, and then that offends them, and then they go into defense mode and they start making silly arguments. And again, my proof of that is we literally just watched somebody call prop firms dangerous while at the same time advocating for 0 DTE options. Again, I understand that if you don't have any experience with options trading, that is a crazy statement to make. What days do you go live? Every day at 11 a.m. Usually I'm a little early, but every day at 11 a.m. Make sure you hit that like button if you're enjoying. I like that, though. Absolutely. After getting wrecked by the math. Well, it's lunchtime. I'm out of here. Uh-huh. So notice once, and then again, I'm looking back up, and BD once again attacks me. Post your payouts when you can. Watch how this works. Watch how Pam's plan and all this works. Post your payouts when I can. Let's just assume this, okay, as far as Pam's plan is concerned. Because for some reason, BD is now, oh yeah, post your payouts. Let me just do this. I've never made a penny as a trader. I'm a con man. I'm a scumbag. I'm a terrible human beings. I kick puppies. I don't help old people across the street. I shove them over. I am all those things. Where BD lands right now is still a very bad person is presenting a good idea. Somebody that does not make any money is presenting a good idea. Notice how he did not attack the idea. He claimed he had to go to lunch, and then he was like, hey, yeah, why don't you post your payouts? Again, for argument's sake, I've never gotten a single payout. So all you would land at is a guy that's never gotten a payout is presenting a good idea. Again, ad hominem fallacy. Attack me all you want. I'm irrelevant. Attack the idea. He tried to attack the idea, failed miserably. So then he bailed with his lunch excuse and then threw something at me. But that's what I said earlier. The best people can do is come at me. You're a scammer. Okay, well, let's talk about the idea. Well, it's a good idea, but you're a scammer. Okay, so your position is a scammer is presenting a good idea. Okay, well, then go with the idea. Like, yeah, a good argument when it's hard to beat, that's where the logical fallacies start to come into play. Mainly the ad hominem fallacy, where you attack the person presenting the argument, you don't actually attack the argument itself. So, come on now. I'm telling you, Pam's plan, it's a hard one to beat. Maybe, just maybe, because it's mathematically verifiable to be a good, efficient way to go about your day trading journey. Clay, for take profit trader eval to VA event 5 days to pass in take profit trader Borneo trades, but then you are eligible for payouts in any amount you want on day number 6. So yes, in theory, if you played everything perfectly with take profit trader, you could be getting payouts sent to your checking account within 6 days. So yes, if you have been convinced of Pam's plan and you want to help support the channel, if you're entertained, then use code CLAY. If you want to support somebody else and use their codes, that's totally cool too. Obviously, I'm biased. Obviously, my 6 kids would like to eat tonight, so please use code CLAY. That's right. See, your problem is you're assuming that there's no education coming from these debates and arguments. I disagree with that premise. Especially when you have now multiple people. Thank you. Like, hey man, thank you for letting me know about Pam's plan. I did not know, but wow, thank you. Like that's worth it. That there's a good feeling in somebody thanking you. You know what's an even better feeling is when the person that's thanking you because they're appreciative used code CLAY, and then I get some money in my pocket. That's like a really good situation. That's a really good feeling situation for my heart and for my pocketbook. Seems like you like being right. I know I've been wrong about some things. I have no problem admitting that I am. Is there something I've been wrong about, Emmy? If I've been wrong about something, let me know I'm wrong about it. I trust me. In my real life, there's been some things that I've been pretty wrong about. I was saying that to him, not. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry, Zergbad. That's a good point too. Who actually likes to be wrong? I don't like to be wrong, but I don't have any problem admitting that I'm wrong. So, and me, if you have something that I was wrong about, I'm all ears, man. Eddie Ruiz, Tesla. Okay, Eddie, you have a homework assignment. I think I just need to keep this up. You need to go listen to this podcast, Eddie. This is your homework assignment. You just asked a very dangerous question. Tesla? Question mark? See, I mean, here's what you're not understanding, though. I'm well aware that there are some people that are not going to listen. But do you know who might be opening to listening? The other hundreds of people here that are just sitting back and maybe giving me, they are one. See, you just assume that that's the only person here. So your accusation would be accurate if they were the only person here. If they were the only person here, I fully understand. You would be accurate to say, Clay, that is a waste of your time. That's the only person here. They're not going to listen. Why spend time? In that situation, I concede you're right. But that's the faulty part of your argument is they're not the only people here. There's lots of people here that are listening, that are learning, and that's good. But watching you get pulled into senseless, again, it's not a senseless argument if the argument can provide a learning opportunity for other people here. You're building all of your arguments on the assumption that there is one person here and it's that person. But I reject that assumption because it's, unless the numbers are lying to me, that's not true. There's more than one person here. Like, I love when people like that show up because it gives me a reason to explain Pam's plan. Just wanted thoughts from a knowledgeable person. Again, Eddie, you put yourself in a very dangerous situation. You said Tesla ? So let's say, for example, and I don't know this, but let's just assume that you're asking about Tesla because you're investing in Tesla. But I just assume that you're asking about it from a day trading standpoint. And then I give you my thoughts from a day trading standpoint. I just actually gave you really bad information because you were asking about it from an investor standpoint, but I just gave you day trader information. That is why I would encourage you to listen to that podcast so you know how to network with somebody. And how you network with other traders is you don't open yourself up to potentially dangerous spots where you're getting information that is not relevant to you. Had you said, hey, Clay, I'm investing in Tesla. What do you think? Hey, Clay, I'm day trading and I like the 5-minute time frame. What do you think of Tesla? I can work with that because you've given me all kinds of context. But just to say Tesla ? That's such a dangerous spot that you just put yourself in. Most people are not psycho like me that are gonna try to push back a little bit. They're just gonna assume that you must be talking about it from either a swing trading, day trading, or investing standpoint, and then just give you your answer. But whether or not that's actually what you're asking from, well, you didn't specify. Yeah, I mean, because I'm pointing out you have a faulty presupposition in your argument. You keep arguing as though there's only one person here and it's that person. If it was, I agree. I would be wasting my time with people like that if they were the only people here. But there's a lot of people here. I am watching this right here. I'm a little interested in this action. If it can come up here and... because we have a bit of a consolidation area here. So I've been eyeballing that. Yeah, exactly, Eddie. So my advice to you, Eddie, is you're still a little bit too, you're very new, which is fine. So I would stay out of the market until you learn some more. Because based on that question and based off the fact that you didn't know how to properly ask that question, again, that's okay. But that tells me you're still pretty new to the market. So I'd probably slow things down a little bit more, do a tad bit more learning. Exactly, Zurbad. You learn that because you're just hearing me out. Tom, nah, I've been following you since 2013 for a reason. You're reasonable and debating is indeed educational. Thank you, Tom. Thank you. Oh boy, to buy or not to buy this breakout? That's the question we're kind of looking at right now. Is anybody going to buy that line? Again, it's chopping around here. Do we get a move to the upside? So if you are day trading options right now, this is killing you. You are losing money. Your value of your position is dropping because sideways action does you no good. 0 DT options right here. Oh boy. I wanted one more. I don't like how this move started here. I want to see it come and consolidate a little bit and then make the move. I don't know. Maybe we'll get something like this. A move up and then a bit of a pullback here. So then we'd have basically like a bull flag. And then I could maybe play something like that. But as of right now, yeah, that one's just going to leave me in its dust. That's quite the quote. Yeah, not a bad quote. Well, congrats to anybody that bought that breakout. That white line up there is the high of the day. So we'll see if it can push its way up there. But yeah, congratulations on that one. Hey, nice. We're at 131 likes. Very good. Again, if you are enjoying, if you're learning something, maybe you learned something about Pam's plant, you weren't aware that there was such a choice available, maybe just entertained, but anything positive, hit that like button. Let's see if we can push this to another 4-hour stream. But the only way that's going to happen is that like button's got to keep creeping up. So what's the purpose of your life so I know if I'm in the right spot? The purpose of my life is to tell people the truth, Eddie, to which I just gave you. You should not be having money in the market. I know, maybe that makes me sound mean, but you know what? It's the truth and you proved it. That's a very easy way I've learned over the years of identifying if somebody is getting ahead of themselves. You are ahead of yourself if you don't know how to ask a proper question. And that's okay. I don't say that in a judgmental way in the sense of like, I never did that. No, I was a total moron. So that's my purpose in life, to give people the truth and to be able to back it up. Oh no, yeah, that's my point, LMD. And to be fair, that doesn't mean you're an automatic gambler. It just means you don't know enough. Because like when you're new and you don't know what you don't know, part of not knowing is you don't know how to ask the right question. Again, like I said, that's why I literally did, because enough people ask. I'm like, I got to just get a link. So this is 12 minutes long. Eddie, go listen to this. 12 minutes long. It'll explain to you how to network with other traders properly. And I just noticed a spelling mistake with other, that should be traders. Whoops. What do you think my purpose of being here should be, Eddie? So what would keep you around? What purpose do you want to hear that would make you want to stick around? So what should I say? What is the purpose of my life? How should I answer that in order to get you to... You're getting carried away, dude. Like I said, what is the intention of the live stream? What is the goal of the actual trades? Is it I'm new, I don't understand, and I don't mind asking questions that I don't know? The purpose of the live stream is to get people to know about Pam's plant. Do you know about Pam's plant, Eddie? That is the purpose of the live stream. I'm not here to prove to anybody that I'm a great trader. Let's just skip to the chase. I'm a terrible trader. But me being a terrible trader has nothing to do with the accuracy of Pam's plant. How long would it take to understand trading? Oh, I have no idea. If you're a single person that works 20 hours a week, you'll probably be able to figure it out quicker than if you're a single parent with 8 kids that works 80 hours a week. Not to mention, Johan, I have no idea how your brain absorbs information. Yeah, I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how else to explain that to you. You continue to throw quotes at me and operate with the assumption that it's just me and the fool. I agree. I'm telling you, if it was me and the fool, then you're right. But there are other people that can learn from the fool. That's what you don't seem to be comprehending. What kind of trader do you want to be, Eddie? Do you want to be a day trader? Do you want to be a swing trader? Do you want to be an investor? All right, I'm looking at a potential. Yeah. No, wait, no, I want more than that. Ow! Dirty dog. All right, let's see if it wants to come back up. I'm still not gonna. What's Pam's plant? Right here. It's an argument to day trade. So if you want to be a day trader, why day trading futures through a prop firm is the best way to go about it. The most efficient way to go about it. The most risk-aware way to go about it. That's what Pam's plan is. All right, I am still interested in a short. If it wants to come back up. Oh, yeah, this will. Yeah. Let me cook. Okay, come up higher, come up higher, come up higher. A little higher. A little higher. Come on, come on. Just get a little bit closer to that white line. Come on. A little bit closer to that white line. Then I'm going to throw in my order to get short and try to capture it on the way back down if it wants to come back down. Come on. There we go. I'm good with that. Let's see if it wants to come back down. My stop will be right there. So let's see if it wants to come back down and hit me at that red line. Does it want to come back down? Come on. So close. If that red line turns blue, that means I'm in. Is it going to come back down? Nope. I wanted it on that candle. Could try it again here. Yeah. Right there. A very, very tight stop. Low probability trade, but if I'm right,
Stop filled.
I could be making a whole lot more than I'm risking. Low probability, though. Very basic premise. Is it going to get rejected from these highs or no? If it's not, well then, it'll be a losing trade. But if this can get rejected down, then I'll be looking at a nice little situation. So let's see if it wants to get rejected down or not. Come on down. Come on. Uh-oh. Got close to my stop, but not quite. Not looking so good.
Stop.
All right, out there. I invest elsewhere, but there's safe investments to the indexes, but I have a small 5 minutes that I play with. I don't know the differences. Yeah, just day trading just means you're buying and selling something in the same day. So if you want to be a day trader, you would be somebody that's looking to buy and sell something. You know, buy and sell, and then buy and sell, and then buy and sell multiple times in the same day. That's what a day trader would be. Yeah, I like that. I like that trade a lot. It just clearly didn't want to roll over. But you had these couple upper shadows here. Came up, came back down. When it came back down, there was another little shadow there, but that shadow obviously did not ultimately play out. It happens. Just go long. Yeah, no kidding. I guess just go long. Yeah, I'm watching that trend line up there. Maybe I'll try to cook something up at that yellow trend line. We'll see. But first, it's got to get up there. This white line, if you're not familiar with the platform, is just this is the high of the day. So right now we're basically putting in new highs of the day. I like the short off of the top of the trend line. All right, Roski. Well, where's your entry going to be, and then where's your stop? How are you defining off of the top? So what number would that be? I don't know. I'm trying to debate. Should I leave this line out here as it served its purpose? I think it served its purpose. We'll get rid of it now. Same with this trend line here. But this one up here, I'm curious. We'll see if it wants to get up there. It just seems like today, maybe I'm still just a crazy person for even thinking about going long. Or I'm sure, excuse me, going short. Is anybody long right now? Congrats if you are. All right, everybody look at Mark. That's how you do it right there. Everything mapped out beforehand. So he's looking to get short at, stop at, so he's risking about 6 points. Yeah, he's looking to play right off that trend line. I'm going to join him. I like the logic. Put my stop up there. All right, there we go, Mark. Let's roll. Is there a huge well, I don't know what you mean by huge tax impact. So, and I'm not like an accountant, but one nice thing about Pam's plant is right here about how tax reporting is easy, because if you go with the prop firm, all the prop firm does at the end of the year is they send you a 1099 form. So that's all your accountant is a 1099. So very, very straightforward when it comes to tax reporting. Now, I'm not quite sure what necessarily you mean by, is there a huge tax impact? I don't know what you mean by that. So my only claim is when it comes to tax reporting time with a prop firm, all you do, you'll get the 1099 and you give the 1099 that to your accountant. Now, how old are you, C1? Are you in college or what? But I like the teacher. And yes, tell her if she wants kids to eat, to use code Clay so my kids can eat. I got 6 kids. I gotta feed them. Gotta feed them. By the way, I've learned that has rubbed some people the wrong way, as though I'm like using my kids. It's a joke. It started. I don't even know who started it. And it's just so now people will throw up. Hey Clay, I just bought your kid a pizza. Hey, I bought your kid some ice cream. Ken, I don't know if Ken's still here. He's done some, oh yeah, he's right there. He's done some super chats as a joke, like $5 super chats that say, code Clay, feed the kids. So it's just a joke, all right? And I didn't start the joke. So yes, people learned. So if you do want to fight child starvation and make sure my kids don't have to eat rocks tonight, use code Clay at Take Profit Trader. Or for you advanced traders out there that are advanced prop firm traders that are with Apex, I do have an Apex code too. Same code Clay. But I only talk about Take Profit around here because Take Profit has a nice, clean set of rules. I think that offers people the best introduction to the prop firm world. All right, I'm currently trying to get short up there at that red line. Green line is my stop. It's also a quote from Total Recall movie. Oh, I can't say I have that one very well memorized. See, Mark's going with it. Buy the kids a pizza. Little Caesars, we are on a budget. All right. When they're eating, when they're getting their arteries clogged up, I'm going to say thanks. You can thank Uncle Mark for that one. I use your link, or can I just type it in? Use the link, but also at the checkout, code Clay. Code Clay to make sure you get it, to make sure you get that deal. I'm about to ditch to you. Yeah, take profit, I would argue, is at least worth a try. I think with the clean rules, the payment policy, or they should at least be within your arsenal. I know some prop firm traders, they work with a bunch of prop firms. And I would say I don't see why take profit trader wouldn't be one of them that you use. But for the brand new beginners, just so you're not overwhelmed with, wait, which is this prop firm, which is this, wait, what does that rule mean? That's why I just like to stick with take profit trader. A nice smooth introduction. Once you get take profit trader, figure it out as a prop firm. It's not hard, again, because there are the rules. But yeah, you get your feet wet, then I have no problem with going to other prop firms. All right, again, trying to get short at that red line, but got to see if it wants to push up there or not. And actually, I'm gonna move this up a little bit because I want to be getting in at the trend line itself. Trump's talking live again. Hey, Dave, thanks. Dave used code Clay. Excellent. Like I said, Eddie, if you have interest in being able to buy and sell something over and over in the same day, then that would be day trading. But the problem with when you're focused on Tesla is unless you have $25,000, you're not able to do that as much as you want in the world of stock trading because of something called the pattern day trading rule, which says unless you have $25,000, you're only allowed to buy and sell in the same day. You can only do that 3 times every 5 days. So in other words, you can't be a day trader. But with futures, which is what we're trading here, in the world of futures, there's no pattern day trading rule. So that's why Pam's plan starts off with the P. And the pattern day trading rule, there is none. So that's, I think that's a massive win for the majority of people because most people start off trading with either stocks or options, but then they get bogged down on the pattern day trading rule. So for them to hear, wait, there's no pattern day trading rule? Yep, sign me up. Exactly. Closed the planned trade with you and Mark. Bailed out. I don't like it now. Yeah, I might be canceling it out here soon, but for now I still like it. Hey, let's make a push up over 150 likes. Definitely in the next 7 minutes, so the 2 hour and 15 minute mark, let's make sure this is up over the 150 mark, and I'll use that as my gauge on whether or not people are still interested, because that's how I gauge if the live stream continues. Are people interested? If people are interested, I'll keep on going. Yesterday hit over 4 hours, but I want to make sure that I'm not wasting my time and that people are interested. So if you are enjoying and you have not hit that like button, make sure you do that, and we'll keep the party going. So we have, like I said, about 6 minutes to get 4 more likes. I think we can do it. All right, well, now we have kind of the exact, so I'm going to go ahead and cancel that out for now because we seem to have the opposite taking place here. A little bit of a bull flag. I guess March will probably a bull pennant. So we have that. We have that. Depending on where you want to start, you have something like that. Then for you golfers, let's make it visual. Put the golf hole down here. Nice little bull pennant pattern. So do you believe that if the price breaks through the bull pennant, it's going to get movement? That's the question. I'm not sure where I stand. I'm not quite sure if I believe that or not. But if you're saying, I can see it, I'm taking it. Of course, not guaranteed to happen, but I wouldn't call you crazy. Ever been to India? I have not. I've been to Canada and Mexico. That's my wait. I guess technically I've been to the Bahamas as a kid on a cruise. But besides that, that's my international. I have been to Hawaii, but I guess Hawaii is still the United States. But yeah, that's the extent of my international travels. All right, knocking on the door. We got a nice little bull pennant. No guarantees, but again, I would not call you crazy if you're thinking I want to buy the break. Maybe the target up to that top trend line. If we can consolidate out a little bit more, I might have to try to play the breakout. Do you use the price ladder, or it's just part of the? No, I don't use it. I just put it there because I know some people do like it, so I put it there more so for their sake. But yeah, I don't use it for anything. Again, we're within the bull pennant. You should travel more, boss. Well, I have 6 kids. That's not exactly the easiest thing to do with 6 kids, I mean, LMD, unless are you willing to use code Clay about 1,000 times? If you use code Clay 1,000 times, I'll buy the whole family plane tickets to India. Yeah, Eddie, I would just say if you are interested in getting into day trading, futures through a prop firm is going to be the best way to go. Maybe I'm a fool for not trusting this breakout. Hindsight will be my judge. The other time I didn't trust the breakout, oh, it broke out big. Yeah, then we can go up for more of 21,500. Well, I didn't say anything about you needing to learn. I just said you got to help fund my trip. You tell me I gotta travel the world. I'm saying I got 6 kids. Code Clay, you gotta help subsidize some of this. Knock, knock, knock. We're just sitting here within the nice little bull pennant. We'll see what it wants to do. Hey, nice. We're up over 150 likes. Awesome. Now let's work our way up. By the 3-hour mark, we need to be at 200 likes. So we have about 45 minutes to get 45 likes. So I think we can do that. So I'll try to remind the crowd every now and then, but that'll be the goal, to get up to the 200 likes by the 3-hour mark, which again gives us about 47 minutes. All right, coming back down. I mean, the 5 minutes looking nice too. I don't know, maybe is the pullback point, maybe that pivot point, maybe that's more of a better entry point on a pullback. Again, that dotted brown line is the pivot point there. It's going to pull back. Stop. Mo, don't talk like that. So you're all in short right now, Mo? Your entire account, your entire life savings is short right now? Is that what you're saying, Mo? I'm looking at the 5 minute or the 15 minute mark. I'm not quite sure. What am I supposed to be seeing on the 5 or the 15 minute? I'm not saying that there's not anything there. I'm just not sure I see that. Why do you trade on the 2 minute chart? Well, I'm using other time frames. As I turn my head here, I'm looking at other time frames. I just use a 2 minute to track things. Why? I don't know. I like the 2 minute. I think the 1 minute can get a little bit too choppy, so I think the 2 minute does a good job of smoothing it out. But if you have success with the 1 minute, more power to you. All right, well, there is the break. Hey, Trey, good to see you. Been a while. Okay, well, there's a big difference between saying it will go down to 450 versus I'm expecting it to. Because at least expecting means, okay, it's not a certainty. But when you say it will do something, then that's like it will happen. But yes, expecting makes your alert come across as more credible. I know. Oh, you have 7 kids. Good, nice. What are their ages? What is their age range, I should say? Mine are 13 down to about 18 months. And yeah, it's all about we'll see if we can get. So right now it's back testing the breakout point. So far so good. This is always a pretty revealing dynamic. If it comes down here and, at the back test, it just drops back inside. Again, that doesn't mean that it can never recover back upwards, but as far as the quality of this breakout is concerned here, won't be too convincing. But right now, the quality of the breakout is remaining convincing because it is staying up above that breakout point there. I had 9 brothers and 4 sisters. Cool. Cool. I'm sure there was never a dull moment in your childhood growing up then. All right. Well, it's holding up so far. I'm watching closely for a potential long. I'm not willing to commit to anything yet, though, but I'm watching. I'm watching for maybe a long here. But we got to see. We got to see how it wants to continue to conduct itself. Looks like this trend is finding support. Yeah, I can see that. Are you taking any trade? That's my first time here. You're live, Clay, but watch. I don't know if I'm going to take any trade. Maybe. I'm watching. But am I going to take? I have no idea because I don't know what the future holds. I would like to take some more trades, but Yassine, I cannot commit. I will not commit to taking any more trades because I just don't know what's going to happen. Best I can do for you is say I would like to take some more trades. But today has been, well, this whole week has been a struggle for me. Even on my other account where I like to get a little bit more aggressive, like that's the best I could do during the morning session, which is on the low side. But like I've been saying, like I said at the start, been struggling a little bit this week. Market's been kind of choppy a little bit, but hey, I hope all of you are doing better than I am. We'll see what it wants to do here. I'm still watching that upward trend line here, but it just has not been able to push up there yet. Market filling single prints from, yeah, I don't know. 10 to 23. Cool, cool. It's good stuff. All right, there. So like I said, in hindsight, remember, what was the lesson? The lesson was when it broke and it came back down. That's where we started to gauge, all right, what's the quality of the breakout? And you notice it never fell back inside. Next candle back up. I'm going to continue to watch that trend line there. Everyone expecting a pullback, but the market keeps surprised. Yeah, the market is it's just there's no way around it. The market is just absolutely grinding right now. Certainly no way around that. It is just it is a grind fest. Which I mean I don't know why why don't we just go long? In fact, with today, let's just do this. Let's just run an experiment. I'm going to go with one. The whole just go long. So let me just go long. Okay, I'm long. There we go. So let's see how this plays out. Just go long. Hopefully it collapses because that's kind of the main reason of the lesson. But if this thing just keeps exploding up, then it'll be like, yeah, Clay, exactly. Just go long. Do you trade funded? Yes, this is a prop firm that I'm trading. That's the only thing I trade because that's the only thing that makes mathematical sense. Yeah, exactly. Now it drops 100 points. So in the micro, if you bought and it gained 10 points times 2, correct. Yes, that sounds right, Jeff. Yeah, once you understand the math, it's super easy to figure out your risk, figure out all that sort of stuff because, all right, how many points, and you know what a point is worth, and don't say that I'm long for the past 10 minutes. Have you been long for the past 10 minutes, Rob? If so, well done. I'm actually tempted to go short here.
Order filled.
All right, I'm out of that because now I'm thinking short. Oh, never mind. I wanted it to come up here, knock its head on this high, and then come back down. Then I was going to try to catch it short. But no, I removed myself from the long to just have it push up even higher. No, I wanted to get out. I still may. Just come up to that yellow line. I'm interested in a short up at that level. Yeah, Jared's looking for scalp. Exactly. I'm interested about that trend line up there, brothers. I'd be terrified to add to the long right here. With this candle here, I'd be scared. But that is kind of funny. I get out because I want to go short. And then it goes up even further. Come on, just get up closer to this trend line. I think your trend line is a little off. I don't think so. That point. That's what I'm rolling with, Nero. That's what I'm rolling with. Come on, that don't count, Gary. You got to tell us where you bought before you bought. Again, if you want the chef's kiss of comment, tell us your entry point, your stop location, and your target before the price gets there. Then that is the chef's kiss. That is a chef's kiss alert right there. But good job. Good job, Gary, regardless of where you bought to where it went. Well done. Next time, let us know ahead of time. Just the grinding up. Grinding. Come on, short from 21,500. Where's your stop at, Roski? You're short at 21,500, fair enough, but where's your stop? Where's your stop at, brother? $21,512. All right, so basically the highs. Where's your first target at? $480. Roger that. Down here, okay. I mean, there's about 500 places where it makes sense for it to roll over, but it just don't want to roll over. Look at this move. Ah, dirty rat. Why, Clay, was I so grumpy and absolutely requiring it to get up to the top part of that tread line? Getting close, Roski. That's Roski's at least first profit target. I don't know if he's got multiple ones. Nick was telling me to add to my long up here. What was up with that? Mo was in. I'm not quite sure where. To be fair to Mo, he may have given a trade plan up above somewhere. Exactly, Nick. What are you doing? Nick's trying to tell me to add up here. Unbelievable. I'm only giving Nick a hard time because, well, first off, he's a moderator. He's from the private community. So that's why I'm giving Nick such a hard time. Wow. You were getting yelled at, Nick, by Zunk. Or I don't even know how to pronounce that. I'm just going to call you Unk. Unk is bringing the heat at you, Nick. Well, tell me how to pronounce your name. Does anybody know how to pronounce that name? Zunk? I don't know. What does an X sound make? Eggs? Eggs? Egg zunk? Yeah, well, if you pronounce it zunk, then why don't you just put a Z there? Come on, Cletus. I am interested in the pullback here if it wants to come back a little bit. That was my thought too, Devin. Why not just put a Z there? I really don't like when people assume that I'm smart. I'm a moron. You got to just spell things out clearly. Stop acting like I know how to spell out understand the English language. Yeah, Jeff, and I would argue that should be spelled with a Z. Now, whoever invented the X, can somebody go do some quick homework? What's the history with the X? Why does the X even exist in the alphabet? What purpose does it serve besides creating confusion on a live stream? That's true. It does mark the spot. That's fair. That's fair. I don't know. Does it look cool? I don't know about that. Maybe it's to help build kids' confidence. Like when they're learning letters, like not my youngest, but my second youngest, she's got to trace something. So I guess for a kid going like that, and that's pretty straightforward. So maybe that's why, to help build kids' confidence as they're learning to write the alphabet. Inherited from alphabet is perhaps originated in X of the Euboean alphabet or another Western Greek alphabet. Gotcha. As a reminder, we got to get this up to 200 likes by the 3-hour mark. So we're kind of slacking. So if you are enjoying, make sure you hit that like button. I will continue on with this stream as long as I know people are interested. And I gauge that interest via the like button. So we got to get this up to 200 likes by the 3-hour mark, which is about 32 minutes away. So if you have not yet, hit that like button. Make sure you do that. Let's drive these likes up to keep the party going. X has its origins in Phoenician alphabet through the Greek. But I guess what purpose does it serve in the English language other than confusion? Maybe that's a more accurate question. Uh-oh. I'm getting a little worried about the like situation here. Usually when I make a request, they go up by a little bit more than 2. So I don't know. Maybe this will just be a 3-hour stream today. If so, I guess it is what it is. But if you are enjoying, hit that like button. It literally serves a purpose. I don't know, Raider. I'm just throwing out some conversation while we wait for these setups to play out. Dude, dude, you're here all the time. This right here is my NQ. This right here is my MNQ. That's all these are not different accounts. And yes, Nick, show up on time, and you know that I've been struggling today. I already went through this. Goodness. There's nothing, I get it, some random person shows up. But people show up that should know better. Come on, man. Here's my other account. Not much better. Yes, as I've said 18,000 times, this week has not really been my friend. I found it very choppy and very difficult trading. What was it? Tuesday was a red day. Everything else was green days. I think, yeah. Tuesday, I think, was red. Well, good for you, Mark. I'm happy for you. I'm a little jelly. I'm jelly of Mark. He's up 7,000. Good job. Not me, though. I have been struggling. I'm glad. I hope all you are having better weeks than I am. I'll just say that because not that I'm having a terrible week, but I've just not had it this week. However you want to define it, I don't got it. In algebra and other mathematical disciplines, x serves as a placeholder for a value that needs to be. Yeah, yep. I've had my experience with x in the mathematical world. I'll tell you that right now. Getting that engineering degree, there was a little bit of math that came with that one. Solve for y by finding x. Still learn how to solve x. Yeah, sometimes x is just not solvable. Yeah, but what else would you replace? Okay, what would you replace letters in math with? Shapes? It can't be another number, else you're going to confuse the equation. So I'm open to the idea, Raider, but I'm curious, what would you replace letters with? Then it literally would not work out. Like, logically speaking, if you're trying to define something and you say y equals 5, fine. But if I say 4 equals 5, huh? Letters make perfect sense in math, or else you're going to confuse the logic of it all. Now, if you wanted to use a shape, that's fine. Square equals this, circle equals that. But letters make a whole lot of good sense. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being an unrealistic, greedy savage to want this thing up at that trend line before I short. I don't know. Maybe that's my problem. Maybe I'm just being too greedy. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I guess, to be fair to Nick, too, had I added right here, that would have been fine because it did pull back and then up it went. I can't remember, Roski. Did you go long or short? I don't remember. You did something. I do remember you mapped out your trade plan. The trend is most definitely your friend on trending days, yeah. The irony of that statement. I'm 19, have been investing in stocks more long-term since I was about 17. That's awesome. With a co-signer, awesome. I'm trying to learn more about day trading and futures. Does anyone have any advice? Yeah. Go through a prop firm. That'd be a smart way to go about it. Also, which reminds me. Sign up for this too. Given you're new. Who said that? Blake. There you go. Sign up for that. By the way, anybody else, this is a free class that I'm offering this evening. Probably should have talked about that more than waiting 2 hours and 35 minutes in, but I guess later's better than never. There you go. Check that out if you're interested. I don't think we're going to hit the goal for 200 likes by the 3-hour mark. Oh. Come on. Come on.
Order filled.
In. I'm going to get a little more aggressive on this one because I have a well-defined stop on the 5-minute. All right, take the little scalpy scalp there, but I can start the process over again. There we go. I guess in hindsight, I should have played the fake breakout because it did actually break up through there. I'm going to try again. Again, I will go with more than 3 because on the 5-minute, I have a well-defined point where I can put my stop. And if I'm wrong, yeah, it'll be painful, but you know what? I'm willing to get a little aggressive here. Come on. Green, following this thing up with a stop is a good problem to have. All right, let's see if it wants to come back up. Come on. I don't know. I might be getting a little, but like I said, I need to get it back up around. Green woot woot. Especially if they got back in around. Come on. Phoenician root. Oh man, we're still talking about the X. Well, good to know that alphabets, letters are a popular topic. Short 535. Stop 542. Come on up. Come on up. Still interested short after this breath? Yep. This thing would move. I almost see a reversal. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking here. But I will say that I'm not a huge fan of this little, I mean, goodness, look at this range. First time comment is futures are way more in line with my style to trade. I agree. Futures are definitely the best way to go about it. I've yet to have anybody here that has experience day trading stocks or options or anything else try futures and then come back and say, oh, no, futures is not as good. Every single person, 100% win rate so far, has come back and said, oh, yeah, futures are way better. Well, there's a move down. Just got, I guess, a little too picky, wanting to come back up to that yellow line there. Futures is where the money's at. Man, that market price action is like watching paint dry the last few days. I mean, I don't know about that. You can still make some quality money. I mean, we got Mark here up $7,000 on the day. So, I mean, there's still plenty of money to be made in futures. Well, at this point, I'm planning on about a... Hey, my back hurts. Dude, you need to go back and re-listen to yesterday's stream. Your comment on YouTube was like, you did not listen. But congrats on being up 4K. Good job. But yes, you need to go back and re-listen. Yeah, I made 900 on the day. Stop trade. Good job, Devin. Congrats. I've been on the struggle bus. Range has been significantly smaller the last few days. That is true. No, Emmy, it is not. Falling forward, 21, long stop, 25. I like it, Nick, or excuse me, falling forward. Good alert before the price gets down there. Nothing but respect. In fact, did my back hurt? Did he reply to that yet? That was a crazy, crazy comment. I was like, wait, dude, you got to listen, brother. You got to listen to what was actually said. In regards to you talking about leveraging 5 accounts with 5 minis. Yeah, exactly. You did not listen. I did not say do 5 minis in 5 accounts. I said do 1 mini across 5 accounts for a total of 5. And that's definitely what I said. My back hurts. So no, your comment was not spot on. It was totally wrong. Man, it's amazing how people can talk with such confidence when they literally didn't understand. Again, I said 5 accounts, in each account 1 for a total of 5 contracts, not 5 minis in each account 5 times for a total of 25. That's not what I said. I even mapped it out with a nice little graph. No, I've never, okay, yep. People I just can't deal with people like that. He gone. He gone. You'd think TradingView would have a decent copier. Well, TradeOvate, the platform that it's using here, they have a built-in copier. Now, whether it's decent, I don't know your definition of decent, but they do have a built-in copier. Just works? Well, as far as I'm aware, the one on TradeOvate just works. I don't think you can use a copier on TradingView. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I guess I can't say with certainty, but I'm pretty sure TradingView does not have a copier. All right. Well, I'm going to start prep being done at the 3-hour mark. Okay, I don't think we're gonna hit that 200 likes. So I'll start to talk about some other stuff. Again, I've had yesterday we went over 4 hours. Well, that was because the likes actually crept up, but we are stuck. So I am reaching the conclusion that people have lost interest. So, but we'll see what happens. We'll give it another 15 minutes, but it's looking like this will be a 3-hour stream. I'm finding, like I said, I'm here to make sure I'm not wasting my time, and I'm not wasting my time if I'm doing something that people are interested in. So I'm gauging the interest via the likes. But as of right now, likes have stalled out severely. Been here since the penny stock days. Oh, you're old then, Drew. You're old. Well, there is a continuous stream of new people getting logged on. So, like I said, we've had for the past, I don't know, almost 2 weeks in a row, over 200 likes. So right now, mathematically speaking, has not been a very well-received live stream. Again, that based on the likes. QUL, do you think it will shoot? Why are you wasting your time with QULR? Why? Why would you ever spend any of your time on QULR? If I remember right, that's like some penny stock turd. Why are you doing that? First day that I'm trading to qualify. The day's profit should be 500 to a. No, I don't know about that, mystery buck. What makes you get that number? LFIN halt were the great penny stock days. Yeah, halts and all that sort of stuff with the small caps and low floats, just craziness. Crazy how people would put themselves through that sort of stuff. All right, 184. Maybe, okay, now 185. Maybe we got a chance. Need 16 more likes in the next 13 minutes, so maybe we have a chance to keep the stream going, to keep that party going. If you want a Lambo Clay trade penny, yeah, that's true. That's true. Using your code to get into the prop fund. Well, thank you, Drew. I appreciate it. That is very kind of you. About to make 60 new accounts. Well, if you use the Apex, Devin, and you want to support the channel, I do have a code at Apex. Clay, C-L-A-Y. The cool thing about me being in your stream is I'm really funny. Oh, yeah, you are hilarious. I tell you what. My life has been just turned around ever since you stepped into it. Like, I'm a new man, given how funny you are. All right, well, the likes are creeping up. Maybe we got a chance at 200. Again, if you want to keep the stream going, hit that like button, or else I'm going to call it good at the 3-hour mark. But if you are still interested, still enjoying, and you haven't hit that like, make sure you do that. I thought there was a cap on profit during the qualification. There is. So you're telling me there's a chance. Mystery Buck, what purchasing power account do you have? Any idea for ASST? I have no idea. Are you asking from a day trading standpoint, from a swing trading standpoint, from an investing standpoint? Here's my Logan Long, you've earned yourself a homework assignment. Please go listen to this podcast episode. This is my thoughts. You got a homework assignment now. Because in all seriousness, that's a very dangerous question you just asked. How is it dangerous? That episode will explain it to you. All right, wow, this is quite the pullback here. Hey, we might have a chance. Can we get 10 more likes in 10 minutes? That's going to be the ticket. If you want the live stream to continue, we've got to get this up over 200 likes, and because I'll take that as a sign as people are still enjoying and still interested. I am interested in potentially buying the pullback around 470, but we'll see if it can get down to 470. Hi, Clay. It's all good. You liked 6 more. Maybe we got a chance. Again, I like the 470 area. But it is bouncing back up a little bit here. We'll see if it wants to maybe try to bottom out here a little bit here. Hey, I think we have a chance. 5 more likes to keep the party going. About 8 minutes for 5 more likes. I think we got a chance. Blew my stop on that one. Hey, it happens. I'm glad you just have a stop. Nothing worse than somebody showing up. You're asking, where's your stop? Or I don't use stops, or what's that? You know, at least not only do you know what a stop is, you're using it. No shame there. 50K. All right, well, on a 50K account, assuming you're using Take Profit Trader, you can make up to $1,500 in a day. Because the 50% consistency rule is just you're only allowed only during the test phase, but during the test phase, you can only make 50% of your profit target. So if your target is 3,000, then you're allowed to make 1,500. Devin does not use stops. Well, then you're just a degenerate, Devin. Hey, we're at 200. We need one more, though, for the JJ effect. One more like to keep this party going. Because Take Profit Trader has many less rules and they have a better payment policy. You can request money as soon as you get into the Pro, as often as you want, and in whatever amount that you want. And then your money's in your account like essentially the next day. But it's also, Drew, I would argue, it doesn't have to be one or the other. You could use both, too. You could add it to your repertoire. So it's not like I'm saying you have to abandon that. I'm just saying, like, why, you know. So I'm not making an either or. I am if you're brand new to the prop firm world. If you're brand new, just ease in a smooth fashion, which is what I argue Take Profit Trader gives you. A smooth transition into the world of prop firms. But yeah, for somebody like Drew, you don't have to set something up as like an either or. Just give it a try. 205, awesome. All right. Well, we're gonna keep the party going then. See if we can get a little bit more of a pullback. I am interested on the long. Well, I mean, Devin, if you don't use a stop loss, then I mean, I don't think I really need to say more than that. Thank you, Drew. Thank you. I use promo code. Hopefully that's promo code Clay. Again, I'm interested at this is based off more so the 5-minute time frame. That 470 mark could get spicy, could get interesting. So we'll see if it wants to drop down there. Come on. Come on down, Cletus. See, this is tricky because if I were to go long here and I put my stop below the lows, now I'm right in front of that 50-period moving average. I don't like that. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So it's kind of a trickier spot to be in right now if you're trying to get long, as it kind of goes through this area right here. I don't fully understand stop loss. I know what they are, but I don't know where to put them. It's only been... Okay, that's what I assumed, Devin. As soon as you're saying all that, I'm like, all right, you must be new. So yes, Devin, I would highly recommend you start to learn about stop losses and all that good stuff. Maybe some other people in the chat can tag Devin and just let him know that like I'm not speaking out of my backside. Like stop losses are sort of like an important thing. Yeah, exactly. Don't leave home without a stop loss. Yeah. I just don't know where to put my stop. I'm tempted to get in right here with, you know, a stop below the lows. But again, my problem is it's still... Yeah, there we go. Yeah, come down. Let me get a pullback here. Position is 0. Yes, right now I do not have a position. If I have a position... one of these numbers will start to fluctuate around. Can you show me how to set up STRST? I don't know what that is. I could do a breakout or get out, I guess. Stop just right there. Yeah, I'll do that. Breakout or get out. So I'll get long at that green line and I'll have my stop right there. So this thing either needs to get pushing or I'll be out. But step one is it's got to get up to that green line. Correct. I am deciding where my stop loss should be before I get into the trade. Exactly. A bad sign in trading is if you get in and then you're like, huh, where should my stop loss be? That would not be a good sign. See if we can push up now. Or did I just get suckered in here? We'll see. I'm learning how to get into day trading, so I need to learn how to start. Okay. Well, I'll link you to something here in just a moment. All right, I'm down to 2 now, position size, just because this has not been a very powerful breakout like I thought. I still have 2. I'm going to move those up to right there. So it could still, I think, be a losing trade, but it'll just be a much smaller losing trade now. But I took out 3 because look how it's just sputtering around. In my mind, this thing was going to get going, and it was going to kind of keep going, not putz around like this. So still have 2 in case I'm wrong and in case this thing spikes up. But like I said, reducing my risk via position size and putting a little bit of profit in my pocket. But yes, this could still realistically be a losing trade because this would be a loss on my final 2 contracts. Juiz, I'll give you an answer here in just a minute. But I want to let people kind of just continue to watch how this plays out. And so put a price target out there for my next one. Like I said, I thought this thing was really going to get moving, but kind of just summarizing my trading here, and I'm out. So that I think that ultimately was like a $4 loser overall. So that again, if you've been watching the live stream, that pretty much summarizes things. I start to get moves, but I just can't time anything up to get any follow through. So another kind of good example of the struggle bus. Let's see here. So somebody that's brand new, where do I start? Hey, well, I'm offering this free class. What was the name on that? JUW. So right here. Get signed up for this. That'll be make sure you have a good foundation to build from. That'll be this evening. Everybody else, you're welcome to join too. I just put the link in, but somebody was more so asking, hey, where do I start? I'm brand new. I think that would be a good starting spot. So like I said, some of you you're doing better with your timing, but my timing has just not been here. Okay, Devin, just a rule around here, just don't name drop. Just because most people I've never heard of, and I don't want my channel to funnel somebody else to somebody that's a total who knows what. So just don't name drop. I know you didn't mean anything malicious by it, but that's just kind of a rule. If you want to talk about somebody in general, maybe I can connect the dots a little bit, but like I said, I do not know the majority of people out there on social media, YouTube, TikTok. I don't know. I just keep my head down, kind of do my own thing. So I do not want my channel serving as a funnel to people that I just don't know who they are. But yeah, no problem. I know you didn't mean anything like, you clearly didn't show up like spamming for that person or something like that, but there it was. I like the setup, and I got some movement. In hindsight, I guess I should have taken off more, but I'm trying to give these things some oomph, but my timing I just don't have it. My timing has been off. Glad I stopped out though, because this thing has just completely rolled right back over. If it does want to pull back some more, I am still potentially interested. Down around that, what did I say, 470 area, I think? Yeah, 470. If it wants to pull down there. But it's first gotta make a move down there. Watch reaction off the EMA bounce will tell a lot. I'm not sure what EMA you're talking about. Gotta be a little bit more specific. None of us know which one you're watching, Roski. Let alone we don't know what time frame you're watching. Watch reaction off the EMA bounce will tell a lot. Which time frame you're looking at and which EMA are you looking at? Nailed that short. How many accounts can you have through Take Profit Trader? You can have 5. The nice thing though is, unlike other prop firms, you can pass as many as you want and then just store them free of charge. So you could have 5 pro accounts and then you could keep passing other evals and then just store. So let's say you pass 5 of them. So you have 5 pro accounts with 5 pass accounts just laying in wait. Again, at no extra charge. And then if you lose one of the pros, you have one to plug right back in. So you can have 5 active pro accounts, but you can go and keep on passing other accounts to kind of create, like I said, a little buffer. But there's no extra cost to have all those other accounts kind of laying in wait. Is that purple EMA 50? No, it's the 50 period SMA. The difference is one is an exponential moving exponential moving average. The other is a simple moving average. The difference is just how the math is calculated. Can we? Yes, Drew. Please use code Clay for all 5 accounts if you do it. But in all seriousness, yes, you can use the code if you want to support the channel for every account that you sign up with there. And again, thank you in advance. That's actually very kind of you. I was thinking about maybe that low right there. So this move makes me feel better, because even if I was thinking about that low, I would not have been filled anyways, because it didn't quite go down that low anyway. So I'm glad to see that. That would have been a little bit more painful had the price gone also slightly below it, and then went up. Thanks, Drew. Oh, that's a different Drew. What did Drew have for? Oh, okay. I'm on my first trial account, and so far in the green. All right, hey, so Drew Tyree, let me ask you this real quick. What did, exactly, 2 Drews. What is this your first time trading futures or day trading futures? If so, what did you used to day trade before? Not to put you on the spot, but yeah, to kind of put you on the spot. So question 1, is this your first time ever day trading futures? And if so, what did you used to day trade before futures? This is my first time day trading with skin in the game. Oh, so just day trading just in general? So it's not like you used to day trade options or day trade stocks beforehand? Okay, all right. Well, then never mind. I was going to ask what are your thoughts on futures compared to those other things, but you're not quite in that category, so fair enough. Hey, as a reminder, let's keep that like button creeping up. We want to keep the likes moving. So let's get this up to at least 215 likes, which is 8 more likes in the next about 9 minutes. Clay, just curious, do you have family or friends that also day trade? Did you have a mentor when first starting out? I do now. Since moving to Iowa, I've had a couple of actually real life friends that I've met through church be interested. So yeah, they're in my mentorship program, and they're actively trading. I don't know if Jim's here right now, but he's one of them. So yes, I do now officially have like real life friends that trade. Family, no. I did not have a mentor. Nope. I taught myself, and then vowed never to do it again. My proof of that is right here, because I realize that I don't have a whole lot of credibility when I say, hey, invest into structured education, because then people just throw in my face, which again, fair enough. Well, of course you're going to say that, Clay, because you sell something. So yes, of course you're going to say invest in a structured education. But my proof here is after going through the Teach Myself trading, before I got into real estate investing, and this is what I do in this video here. I go line by line, and I invested just under $5,000 in my real estate investing education, and it was it's paid for itself quite a bit. It was a good investment. So yes, I taught myself, but I would not recommend anybody teaches themselves. It's a headache-filled process that's going to cost you a whole lot of money. And again, my proof that I genuinely do believe that is, like I said, when I got into real estate investing, I dropped the cheddar, and it was cheddar well spent. Again, it's still getting closer and closer to 470, so we'll see. Timing is so important in trading. We could have the right hypothesis after we see a setup form. This is another reason why trading is difficult. That's why it's important to... Yes. Yep. I agree with that, Alan. I agree with that. Well said. All right, still waiting for this thing to pull back a bit more. See if we can try to find some kind of long on it. But got to see it drop. Or got to see it come down a bit more. Again, still liking 470. Come on down. Right now in the 5 minutes, actually bouncing right off that 21 EMA. So I'm debating, should I just be getting in right now? I'm gonna hold with my plan here. Gonna hold strong. And wait for 470. Get in on a short. Market broke, volume imbalance. Okay, well you tell us where you get in on a short at. What value? Where's your stop at, Mr. Martin? And where's your target? Please tell us all this before it gets to these levels. That would be appreciated. Where have you got, or where do you plan on getting in on a short, and what is your stop at with your target? Right now, you're in broad statement territory. Get in on a short. Okay, what does that even mean? Too broad. Let's narrow it down, my friend. My cursor right now, the crosshair, is at 470, which, if you've been on the stream, you've heard me talking about that level. Get in on a short, moron, clearly tracing. Okay, here we go. It's weird how the armchair quarterbacks never tell us what they're doing. Where are you a short at, Alan? Where's your short entry? Where's your stop at? Let me guess. Your short is up here, right? Your short was right here, and your stop was right there. Am I right? Is that what you're about to tell us, Alan? Still no answer from Joachim. It's so weird. People show up, the broad statement traders show up, then as soon as you ask them to specify, they're just gone. It's like, wait a second, somebody's actually asking me to be specific? Man, I'm just here to armchair a quarterback with broad statements, man. I don't Resistance could be support at, where's the 3 considering along there? Sounds good. Is that Alan from the Hangover? What's funny is when Alan's calling me a moron and telling me to get short, like the price was literally like down around there. Now, to be fair, maybe it still comes down, but that's always funny when people are like, it goes the exact opposite way. But of course, because Alan is a broad statement trader, I mean, he'll say, well, what are you talking about? I got short right here. Oh, how convenient. So that's why to all of you that give an entry, a stop, and a target before the price gets to that level, I salute you. Nothing but my respect. Well, that's very nice of you, Martin, but you said to get in on a short, which is fine. I'm just curious, how are you doing it, though? But thank you for the kind words. My question still stands. Like, get in on a short. That's kind of just a broad statement. We need a little bit more details. Like, what does that mean to you? No volume, both sellers and buyers. Well, I mean, there's some volume here. Just got to wait and see if it wants to try to get some sort of bounce back up. Come on. Come on down. Again, I keep tilting my head looking over there because that's where the 5 minute is. So that's what I'm also watching.
Order filled.
So I'm in there.
Order filled.
Not a great entry point. I could have stayed in with a stop below here, but I think it's going to come back down. A little bit more downward pressure than what I thought. Again, I could have stayed in, and you know that movement down gave me my stop. So my crosshair right now is where my stop is. Well, I realize you said to get in on a short, but that's still just a broad statement. Alan. Yep. Confirmed. Alan is just total just good call, Alan. Good call. But if you want any credibility around here, Alan, if you want anybody to take you serious, because we're not a bunch of sheep, like the wolves, we're not sheep. Like the sheep understand, like we see the game. No, not a single person, Alan, is impressed by any of that. If you would like to impress anybody, then feel free to give us a trade plan of entry, stop, and target before the price gets there. But if you're not going to do that, then you don't have any credibility. Like everybody here is just like laughing. Again, J. David Music, we could all play that game. Look back at the 2 green cameras. It was followed by an engulfing candle, then a fairly predictable downtrend for a short. Yes, we can all play this game. This is why books don't work. So thank you, J. David Music. I appreciate it, but I assure you, every single person here can look to the left, look at what's happened, and then said what should have occurred, what you should have done as a trader. Like, it's easy to look to the left, but the reality of the market is we got to look to the right as traders. And notice what happens when you look to the right. There's this big void of darkness. So if you want any sort of credibility, if you want to be taken serious, then tell us an entry point, a stop loss, and a target before the price gets to any of those levels. Then we can talk. But making broad statements and then this and this, and it's just not impressive. Exactly, like Treff says. I mean, I am like a trillionaire. Like doing that, looking to the left and saying like what should have happened. Like I am very rich in that regard. Very rich. Like more like richer than Elon Musk type rich. Again, all I'm saying is for everybody that the armchair hindsight trading. I mean, I appreciate the comments. My point is like nobody is impressed by that because yes, anybody can do what you're doing. Anybody can show up and make broad statements. But like that's just not impressive. Because broad statements you can kind of mold and manipulate in hindsight of what you meant. But if you just hold yourself accountable from the get-go, then that's where the credibility comes from. No, you didn't call anything, Joachim. You said short it. That's a broad statement. Well, short it where? You didn't tell us an entry point, Joachim. That's my point. You did not call anything. Short it is a broad statement because we all would need to rationally ask, well, where is it? Do you short it up here? Do you short it down here? Like, where do you short it? Okay, that makes sense with with J Music. He's been suckered into trading small caps and low float stocks. Talk about somebody that doesn't understand math. Oh, goodness. I'm like, that's the easiest of them all to prove how moronic that is, mathematically speaking. If you're day trading small caps or low floats, like you are, mathematically speaking, like being so inefficient, so dangerous. Sounds good, Joachim. Appreciate it. Yeah, if you hang around long enough, you'll notice a lot of people, like Jay Vax tells us he's buying at 242 and his stop is at 434. Now, he didn't give us a target, but at least he gave us the entry and the stop loss, which is key. Yeah. Remember who told you that trading that what you're doing is super risky. When you have no more left, just remember who tried to warn you. When you get stuck in a halt, like our poor friend Lobo. So here's what small caps and low floats put you in a threat of. So we had a couple days ago, somebody trading small caps, right? Small caps move big, they move fine, fair enough. Futures move way better anyways. But somebody was like, hey, I was playing this small cap. So think about how small caps work. The thing's moving up, it starts to pull back, you buy the dip. You get stuck in a halt. By the time the stock starts trading again, it opens up right here. you have no control in that. You are roasted. You are roasted. If you've ever been stuck in a halt, you know exactly what I mean. But there are people out there advocating trading such nonsense. And the bad part here is, at least if you were in a prop firm, then you could argue, okay, yeah, you got roasted and you lost like $100 for the prop firm. But no, these people are out there putting their own money in these situations where you buy a dip, you get stuck in a halt, and then it gaps down. And then right here, maybe people buy again on that dip. It stops trading again, and then it opens up down there. A halt is a terrible, terrible thing. And to think that people with their own money are putting themselves in harm's way like that, it's a total inefficient use of capital. Complete inefficient use of capital to be day trading small caps or low floats. I understand the arguments, but they move fast. Yeah, no, futures move fast. The only difference is, yes, to be fair, futures can move fast against you, but so can small caps. But with small caps, low floats, you get stuck in halts, or else they rug pull, and you get massive slippage. And the worst part is that's all of your money that's on the line. That's all of your money at risk. With a prop firm, no. It's like a couple $100. But some people, they just don't understand. They don't get it. What scenario do you think you would personally make more money in? 3 150K funded or 50K in a live capital? For stock. I'm assuming you mean day trading, Dylan. So futures. I've already on this stream alone, I've already explained how day trading options makes zero mathematical sense. How it is the epitome of working harder, not smarter. So yes, based on that alone, day trading options, no, absolutely not. As a reminder, the claim is not you can't make money day trading options. The claim is you are being inefficient. You are working harder, not smarter. All right, maybe along here if it wants to pull back some more. Hey, Alan, what's the next trade? You going to give us like something or what? Is that the volume profile on the far right side of the chart? It is, Rick, yes. This is the volume profile, correct. Still waiting for Alan to give us the next trade. Waiting for the entry point, the stop, and the target. Come on, Alan. Don't be scared. It's okay if you're wrong. We're all wrong as traders. But we'll respect you for putting it out there. Of course he chickened out. All the broad statement traders chicken out when you hold them accountable because it's not hard to do what they're doing. All right, Elon, hope it works out for you. I know. Me and Drew, come on. Me and Drew need it. Tell us what to do, Alan. I got you. It will inverse to the upper at... Okay, well, what are you going to do with that? Like, are you buying right now? Are you shorting at that level? That's still not enough. You've made a claim. Okay, fine. But, like, how are you actually going to make money from that claim? So, did you buy? You're saying it's going to go up to 381. Wait, what? No, you must... No, it's going to... To the inverse to the upper. No, how can it go to upper? 20... What the number you just gave us is down here. So I'm Talal, I'm confused by your comment. Well, you're taking a call? Huh? No, this is futures. We're not trading options here. There's no calls. All right, Dylan. So then I suppose you would understand my answer on why I would say to trade prop firms then. See, LMD, it is a productive topic because every day people want to learn about or need to learn about that. And this stream is for educational purposes. So I think there's nothing more productive than saving somebody from the dumpster fire known as day trading options. I think that's a very productive thing to do. Are you telling me, LMD, that if you walk past somebody that was in a dumpster on fire, you wouldn't stop and try to help them? You don't think that would be productive, LMD? What kind of savage are you? What kind of savage are you? Oh, look, that person's in a dumpster fire. Well, see you later. Alan has no clue what he's doing. He does, though. Did you see his picture? It's like him in some fancy glasses and like some fancy suit. He totally knows what he's doing. He's got a fancy glasses and a fancy suit. He's probably got a cigar, too. Dylan, I've given my answer. The price action is the problem because price action and options sideways means you lose money. I'm not quite sure what you're arguing against, Dylan. It seems like you're trying in a roundabout way make an argument for day trading options. I've given my case. Yeah, if you want to talk about pure price action, well then yeah, you still have theta. Waiting for 21,427. Okay. If it breaks, I'll look to re-enter short on the retest. Aiming for a potential... Okay, and where's your stop loss going to be within this, Joachim? Well, again, LMD, if you walk by people every single day with the exact same problem, that problem being they're in a dumpster and that dumpster is on fire, don't you think the gracious thing to do is to get them out of the dumpster fire? Even if this is the exact same situation every single day? Don't you think that the gracious thing to do is remove that person from the dumpster fire? Yeah, I'm not sure what you're trying to do. Dylan, the math is easy. If you're day trading options, when you buy an option, you have a 67% chance to lose money. It's as simple as that. And if you can make money under those conditions, that's amazing. Well done. All I would say to you is imagine how much money you could have made if you didn't have to worry about and deal with theta that whole time. Take a short till 21, then we'll inverse up to a long after. Again, how come nobody gives stop losses? Talal, where is your stop loss at? I get it. You keep telling me your entry points, but where's the stop? That's part of a trade plan. There you go. Thank you, Joachim. Joachim has now given us a stop loss also with the target price. Excellent. And all this has happened and going on before it's happened. That's good stuff right there, Joachim. Good job. Well, LMD, if you want to learn, then join the membership. Then join my mentorship. As I've said many times, LMD, I'm not here to prove to anybody I'm a good trader. I'm here to promote Pam's plant. Why? Because I like to promote good ideas, and better yet, when a good idea promoted actually puts a little bit of money in my pocket, that's a pretty good situation. That is the point of the live stream, to promote a good idea that actually puts some money in my pocket. If you want to learn LMD, then feel free to join my mentorship. And the irony here is I say that about 20 times every stream too, yet here you are. If you are here because you are a lazy, blind sheep that just wants to copy trade me, that's not the point. If you're here because you want to learn, that's cool. Hopefully you can learn some things. But if you want to learn the nitty-gritty details, I have something else for that. The main motivation is to promote a good idea. Because too many people are getting slaughtered in small cap stocks, low floats, day trading options. That is the point. The point is to promote a good idea and get paid from promoting that good idea. I'm not sure how much more blunt I can be about that. If anybody has a problem with me promoting a good idea that puts some money in my pocket, I don't know what to tell you. But think about what you'd be complaining against. Hey, this guy's promoting a good idea. That's kind of a tough sell if you're going to complain about that. What? Just the bloodshed. Hey, real question. Why not just short like 10 E-minis before closing and hold, wait for all prop firms to sell, and when it opens, sell, and you can either, because prop firms don't let you hold overnight. Prop firms are for day traders. What you just described would be a swing trader. That is no bueno. Exactly, Joe. Shame on me for promoting good ideas. That's why I keep telling people, if Pam's plan is a bad idea, please tell me how. I'm open that maybe there's something I'm missing, but in my experience, Pam's plan is a mathematically provable good idea. Talal, you didn't tell us anything. Again, you're not impressing anybody. You didn't give us a stop loss. You're just throwing out numbers. At best, you proved that you got lucky, and it's only a matter of time before you get roasted because you apparently don't use a stop loss. Hey, it's me, Diminish from India. Good to have you, Nish. I started trading Forex. Oh, no. Using live trading on YouTube, but I lost money. Could you please tell me how to start from beginning? Yeah, well, I would encourage you to do the prop firm that I'm using here. What I'm doing is available to you in India. I am day trading futures through a prop firm. So if you are in India and you want access to the U.S. markets and you don't have to worry about the garbage Forex market and you want to get involved in futures, which move so much better than Forex, then that link that you see at the top of the screen, if you go there, use code CLAY to get the promotions, and there you go. You could be a day trader in the USA markets immediately if you're in India, because they are open to people in India. Hey, there you go, Joachim. There we go. There we go. Given alerts, given numbers before the price gets down to those areas, love it. And even if you're wrong, Joachim, you will still have myself and everybody else's respect because at least you had the nerves to put yourself out there, unlike Alan and some of these other armchair broad statement traders. Like I'm telling you right now as a viewer, if you think that a way to like gain credibility around here or like impress anybody is to say a broad statement and then come back and say told you, like you just lost so much credibility. Like that's not impressing anybody, at least on this live. Maybe other live streams, that's like impressive to people. But I will tell you here that our education level is high enough to realize broad statement, hindsight comment, followed by told you. Clay, price bearish now. It's trading below overnight high. Bearish? I don't know. I don't know how you define bearish, Borneo Trades. It sounds like it's bearish for you if you define bearish as, what did you say? Trading below overnight high. I get your point. Good, LMD. Thank you. I'm glad you get my point. Do you know how long it will take to make a deposit into my NinjaTrader account? I would encourage you not. So you're going to trade futures. I would recommend you do not trade futures with your own money. For this reason right here. Futures move, and they can move very, very big. And if you get one of those crazy, very big moves against you, and you get a deer in the headlights, it's going to be very painful for your account. I'm all for futures, but especially for a beginner, trading futures with your own money, that's a recipe for disaster, my friend. So I would say not the best of choices. There is a prop firm that allows called Diamond Hands. That'd be funny. Have a good one, Clay. Up 465. Good job, Dave. All right, I have not even been really. I've been watching the market, but I've not been comprehending because we're getting some good interaction here. Not if you're trading micros. Okay, well, I try to warn you. I try to warn you. If you want to take on all that risk, go for it. Just remember who tried to warn you. Again, if you are day trading futures with your own money, the claim is not that you can't make money. The claim is you're being inefficient, specifically with the amount of risk you're taking on. You can reset the pro account, SM. I do not recommend that because for the price it costs to reset a pro account, you could buy like 5 tests. No, it does. So let me ask you this, Genocide. Do you always follow your rules perfectly? Like your system, are you a flawless trader? You never break rules. You never FOMO. You never go on tilt. You never revenge trade. You never do any of that, Genocide? Is that your claim? I don't think that's your claim, but let's make sure. Is it your claim that you always follow your rules perfectly and you never have bad days? Why doesn't prop firms allow regular... Anthony, who cares? Stocks move like garbage compared to futures. You're missing out, Anthony. Futures move so much better. The difference is they just move way better. They're smoother. Gains add up a whole lot quicker. Granted, that's a double-sided coin. That's why risk management matters. Anyone can have a bad day, but I always follow your rules. Well, then, so you don't have bad days then. You're the flawless trader. You always follow rules. Is that what you're saying, Genocide? If so, then you're the first perfect trader I've ever met that always follows rules flawlessly. Are you telling me that I've officially met the first perfect trader out there in terms of following rules? My friend, I realize you have your own rules. That's not what I'm asking. I'm asking, are you telling me that you always follow those rules? You never have a day where you break any rules and you never do that? Because, right, that's what a bad day is, right? You start breaking rules, you FOMO, you revenge trade, you go on tilt. Like, those would all be rule breaks. You're telling me you never do that? You never break your rules. Is that what you're saying? Like, you are the perfect trader. I have my rules and I never, ever, ever break them. I always follow them flawlessly. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, that is true, Christopher, but that's not what I'm trying to get at here. Trailed short out at Ken, next time you got to tell us your entry point. Come on, Ken. All right, looking for a short if it wants to keep bouncing. Did you? All right, I must have missed it. Good job, Ken. Did you trade it, Joel Kim? No, that's what I'm saying. I don't break my rules and I don't revenge trade. But if my account is at a place where I can afford to do so, I might. But now I'm trying to grow my... Wow. Well, Genocide, congratulations. You are the first perfectly flawless trader I've ever met. Every trader I have met to this point in my 20 years of interacting with traders has been like, yeah, sometimes I break my rules. You know, I'm a human being. I break rules from time to time. I have bad days. But hey, man, you are the first trader I've ever met that says they say that I've never broken rules and I don't break rules. Well, awesome, man. Congrats. Amazing. Yeah. I first trader ever. I mean, I've interacted at this point with thousands upon thousands, probably upon thousands of traders. Never met one. It's been like, listen, man, I'm flawless. I don't break my rules. Never, ever. I never have bad days because I break rules. It's pretty crazy. So today is going down in the record books. The first flawless trader. Wondering for a short here because we have whoops, bear pennant. What would this be for? What is this chat? I don't know. It sounds like it's looking like people having a conversation. I don't know. What Dylan, what in your mind, what should the chat be? Genocide. Just as an FYI, Genocide, nobody believes you. Nobody believes you that you are a perfectly flawless trader that never breaks your rules. Nobody believes that. Or at least let me put that, anybody that's ever traded the markets believes that. Education, no troll. Well, Dylan, I don't know what fantasy land you're living at. If you think that there's a chat with no trolls. I mean, that almost like there's some irony there. That's almost like a troll in and of itself. Correct, yes. But that is a lot to ask for on the open internet. Yes, exactly. But there was some kind of irony in that. Almost a trollish statement to say that there should be no trolls. That's funny. Do you need to give a super chat? I don't think so. Do I have to download Tradeovate platform before I start trading any prop firm? Paul, you have to do this. So the way it works, assuming you're going to use Take Profit Trader, is you go to Take Profit Trader. Hopefully you decide to use code CLAY if you want to support the channel. Pick out the purchasing power. During the checkout process, they will then ask you what platform do you want to use. You'll select Tradeovate, and then you just wait for Take Profit Trader to do their thing. Take Profit Trader will create the Tradeovate account for you, and then they'll send you the login information. So you do not need to go to Tradeovate separately and sign up and create an account there. Don't do that. Not needed. Just wait for Take Profit Trader to do that. They're very fast about it. They'll send you your login details, and then you can go and log in to Tradeovate with those details they send you. So that is how that works. Quite the bounce here, huh? Man, I was thinking about that bear pennant. Thanks to the chat for distracting me, because I would have taken that and not been good. Those are my thoughts, Anthony. The fact that I just deleted that out, that's my thoughts. I do, Christopher. Right here. Do with it what you will. Don't get upset. You asked, so I'm answering. I'm looking for it to come up a bit more. It might end with a banger bust. We're coming up on the 4-hour mark. Okay, well, some people are upset if you try to sell anything, some people that rubs them the wrong way. They believe that everything should be handed to them for free. I don't know if you're one of those people, but if you are, then that link will upset you. Trying to see if it wants to, I'm watching on the 5-minute over here. Seeing if it wants to come up to this area right here. You kind of have a couple of key levels for potentially a scalp, but want to see if it first wants to get up to that area or not. Again, if you're enjoying, make sure you hit that like button. Let's keep that creeping in the upwards direction. So if you're enjoying, if you're finding value, entertainment, anything positive, that like button really does help out. Would shorting before closing work? I don't know what you mean by that. Earlier, you asked something about holding. Oh, like over the session. You can't hold. You've got to be out of your position by the end of the trading session with a prop firm. I'm not quite sure if I answered that because I'm not quite sure what you mean by would shorting before closing work. All right, well, likes really didn't budge that much, but we're almost at the 4-hour mark. So again, I am doing this free live class this evening. Put the link in the chat room. Would love to have you. Talk about the tools I'm using, how I build consistency, how I manage risk. Make sure that you're operating from the right framework. Too many people show up and they're operating from a faulty foundation. And if you're operating from a faulty foundation, that's not going to take you where you want to go. So check out the link. Like I said, I just put it in the chat box there, and you can get signed up for it. And then hopefully I'll see you here in, I guess, just several hours. It'll be this evening, again, 8 p.m. Eastern time. So go get signed up for it. And again, if you want to trade alongside me and other really quality traders, I do offer private community. I think the biggest benefit here is the networking opportunity. Just because there's some really good traders in there, way better than myself. So if you want to, surround yourself, iron sharpens iron, other quality traders, check out that link right there too. And consider joining the private community. And then again, if you want to get involved with Pam's Plant, day trading futures through a prop firm, the prop firm that I'm using right here, again, the link is at the top of the screen, or you can just use the link that's in the pinned comment of the chat box. And like I said, if you want to support the channel, get the current discount, then code Clay will make that happen. So thank you everybody for being here. Hopefully I'll see hopefully I'll see people on the class tonight. And if you do show up, let me know that you're from the live stream, and we'll have a good time. So hopefully I'll see you there. If not, I will be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern at the very latest. So thanks for hanging out, everybody. And again, if you enjoyed, make sure you hit that like button. Take care, and I'll see you tomorrow, or who knows, maybe this evening.